Got a lot of pent-up frustration here, man. I ain't been able to talk to you in how many days? By the way, let me give you some solid advice. Pay your taxes. And if you do get into any difficulties, do not go to the firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Anyway, fam, let's get to football. Hey, put the spotlight on Trey Lance. That's the show tonight. The reports are circulating about Trey Lance and his progression to be fully NFL ready have been a mixed bag of opinions all off season long, right? One thing, though, that has remained constant and consistent of late is the faith, the huge fan of Pro Bowl tight end GK, Mrs. Kittle's baby boy, has been all over this. His belief in Trey has pretty much, Lance has been the loudest supporter outside the Niners fan base. Tonight, we're taking your phone calls for your take from the enthusiasm about the emergence of Trey Lance from George Kittle going into the 2022 season. We gonna be all right. Boom. We're not getting into concert. George Kittle, the dude has been like, he's like Mr. Tonight Show now. He's all over the circuits. Everybody wants to talk to him, right? Kittle's been making the media rounds. Of course, among the questions directed toward GK, involving also the status of Deebo Samuel. It's a storyline that dominated an NFL headline heading into the draft, so of course it is. GK was hanging out with Pat McAfee, and he said this about Deebo, quote, "I actually talked to him a few days ago. He seemed like he was in a good mood. He was hanging out with his kid who he just had. I didn't ask about his contract, so we were just talking about other things, where he's training at. And we ended up talking about sneakers for a little bit because we both are sneakerheads. So that was our entire conversation, but he seems like he's in a good place." He goes on to say, "I think Deebo knows that this team loves him. We'd love to have him here. If he wants to play somewhere else, hey, it is what it is. It's a business, so I wish him nothing but the best of luck if he goes somewhere else." Unquote. George Kittle is when you love to possess the mindset, and to some degree a lot of us do. I kind of do most of the time. But George Kittle, nothing brings him down too low. If he gets down to a certain level, he just bounces right back up, Just forget about it. He processes, he rationalizes, and he makes it. Don't destroy your body by being bothered by things. See, that's George. George figures he can probably, whatever it is, he can handle anyway. Anyway, Trey Lance has had a number of doubters this offseason, as you all know. Many are questioning his readiness to be the starting QB for the Niners at this particular time. But he said he's not worthy, but moving him in quickly probably does disturb a lot of us, right? But it's too late to be scared about TL's readiness after drafting him at number 3 overall last year. This was inevitably going to happen. But count George Kittle all in on Mrs. Lance's baby boy. GK does acknowledge that there could be some growing pains for T. Lance. After all, he started only 2 games as a rookie and played just 178 snaps. But GK also realizes the talent level on this Niners roster. He believes that the level of talent on this roster could carry the newbie T. Lance. And he is a newbie. He's only had a couple of starts. You can't just assume anything just yet. So if there's any struggles, he's got a safety net underneath him like nobody's business. GK has been making the circuit campaigning for more respect for his quarterback. He was witnessed earlier today on the Rich Eisen show saying, quote, "If that's how it shakes down and Trey Lance is a starter, I'm excited about it. The things that he brings to the table in his athleticism, his rocket cannon of an arm, it's going to be really fun. And it also will be interesting to me. It's going to be a completely different quarterback than Jimmy, who's great at his drop, has a quick release. And Trey's going to be a little bit more exciting in the fact that he's going to be extending plays a lot longer, using his legs to make up some stuff." Unquote. In addition to his 603 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and 2 INTs. Lance also carried the football 30 times for 168 yards and a rushing score. This is the thing that a lot of people who just really downright were just all over Jimmy. That's one of their pet peeves, that Jimmy's not escaping the pocket and running around. So you're going to get a guy that does that a lot now. Let's see how effective that is. But you will get that from Trey Lance, no doubt about it. By comparison, though, JG has carried the football 117 times, 182 yards in 5 seasons with the Niners. Kittle did continue with, quote, I'm looking forward to it because it feels like it's going to be a different offense with Trey at the helm. And it's something I'm looking forward to, and just the opportunities that come with it. It's going to be pretty exciting. Quote. Now, what does GK say to those of us who question Lance's chances? GK shared this quote. Last year, he was a 21-year-old rookie. He just needs reps, and he's getting those reps right now at OTAs. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot, and once he's comfortable with Coach Shanahan's system, because there's a lot going on, and it's hard to quarterback in it, like I said, I'm excited to see Trey Lance play football because of the things I do see in practice, the throws he does make, how he extends the plays, and just his vision. It's going to be really fun, whether there's growing pains or not. It's going to be fun. It'll be a fun ride because of the things that he can do. All right, fam. You know how George is. Are you on board with GK? Are you just as pumped as he is? Or is GK just the most lovable teammate a quarterback anybody on his team could have? George will never say anything bad about anybody. If he has any bad feelings about anybody, he'll keep it to himself. But he sounds genuine. He really does. So, and in spite of what people think about me, I'm not one of these. There's a group of people, they need to hate one to love the other. I ain't in that. I ain't never been in that. My whole thing is I need to continue winning. I just want to see us win. I've gotten used to it. I want to get to continue. Yeah, right. We got to this place and we got beat. We got to the top of this level. We got beat. Well, damn that. I want to get to that top of that level to have that chance to get beat. So if we can get there, okay, fine. I want to win when I get there too, though. So I'm like that. So that's me. So if George believes in him like this, I just hope George is right. That's where I stop right there. George, I hope you got it right. Because, like I said, I've only seen a little bit of him. A lot of people decided he was going to be all pro and a potential Hall of Famer from seeing him out there for a few minutes. I just need to see a few stops, double-digit wins, 10. I only need 10. I don't need 12 or 13. I just want to see 10 because that way I know he can beat. He can win. Especially in this schedule. Woo-wee! If Trey Lance comes up with 10 or 11 wins, I'm saying, kiss that boy for me. So, we're going to see. my poo see stinky. I know, you know who that is, don't you? Barack Obama. Barack Snyder. He's always read, and I read it. I always fall for these things. Anyway, Trey will throw more picks than Gabbert and Mullins. Thanks, Mapu. C. I ain't saying the last word. He just works on things to get me, It's just that I should have read it first. I'm not falling for that again. As soon as I see that, he's got a new avatar. Hey, Eric, come on in, man.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, George Kittle has soothed a little bit of my anxiety, and George is always pumped up like this, though. I'm not. You're not. You hear him say anything bad about anybody, but he sounds really enthusiastic about this. Eric, are you feeling George Kittle?
Oh yeah, I love the interview. Everything he said, I think he kept it real. He even straight up says that it was awkward. He wasn't gonna lie. Of course, and he says, of course, it's gonna be awkward. Now, obviously, they were professional about it, and that's what you want to hear. Obviously, you don't want to hear that, things were a little bit worse on the inside. So he said all the right things. But what I came to talk about today is I was watching a show called The Quad Box yesterday, and Eric Davis chimes in. If you guys want to watch it, it's like 25 minutes in when Eric Davis, gets into the show. And basically he comes in and he talks about the quarterbacks that have, I guess, the it factor. The QBs that when they come in and they walk into a room, they command respect. And those guys that when they're in the huddle, they instill confidence in everybody else. And he says that Jimmy G has it. That's why the 49er players love him so much. And he says that Trey Lance has it. He believes Trey Lance does have it. He also says that he doesn't think Zach Wilson has it. So he took a little shot there too. But he's talking about Jimmy G, and I think Jimmy G does have it. I think he has that it factor. The problem I think that's hindered him his entire career, and just to be clear, this is the same it factor that guys like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, they all have this it factor where they command the huddle and guys around them just believe that they're going to win. Jimmy G has it. I think the thing that has hindered him his entire career is injuries, and I just don't think he was as talented as those guys. Those guys, I think, are on a different league in terms of, their play. And I think Trey Lance has the potential and the talent to not only have that it factor and push it onto the field just like those other guys. So I think everything he said was super interesting. I'm super excited, Ronbo, to see Lance get onto the field. Again, I understand that he is a rookie, but I was thinking about it, and I think Lance has all the weapons. I think if the offensive line just I guess becomes serviceable. I mean, if we really think about it, if Alex Mack stays, and let's say Aaron Banks becomes serviceable, we already know Daniel Brunskill's serviceable on the right side. And let's say, Mike McGlinchey comes back and he's his old self. Obviously, it's not too good, but he's really good in the run game, which the Niners will be doing a lot more often because Lance is a rookie. If you really think about it, if that line becomes serviceable, this team could win a lot of games. And I really think that those mistakes and those growing pains that we're thinking we're going to see, we could see a lot less of them than we actually think. Lance could end up being not like an MVP candidate, but one of those guys that after 1 year may crack the top 10. That's a big hot take, but I think with Lance's mobility, the way he's gonna command a huddle, also with the fact that that he's not a quarterback looking to immediately run, he can scramble, just throw it anywhere he wants on the field. That's one of the things that those other guys with the it factors can do. If this guy ends up being anything of an it factor in his first season, we could see the Niners back in the NFC Championship game. Just simply because the NFC is pretty weak. And I have said that I don't expect them to get there. But if Lance becomes anything like that, I do believe they will get there. I just think this team is that good. Defensively, I think they're still really, really good. The secondary, I don't know why, but I think they're a lot better. I think their only loss was that strong safety, or I believe it's strong safety, where Jawaski Tart was at. And I think on the defensive line, they brought in a lot of edge rushers that have played well for them. I think the linebacking core is still strong as ever. This team could, I think, still make the same run. The AFC West is the one team that are the teams that are scaring me. I think there's 7 games on the schedule that if the Niners did lose, I would not be overly critical because those teams could be better. Those are all the AFC West teams, the 2 Rams games and the Bucks game. That's equal to 7. That's 10 other games that I believe the Niners should win. Honestly, I'm not worried about Arizona. I think they're.
Cliff Kingsbury's still over there. Yeah. So as long as Cliff's there, don't worry.
He's still over there. Yeah. So.
You idiot, Cliff.
Yeah. I honestly don't know why they haven't got rid of him. They should have got rid of him
last year.
They got rid of Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably will get out. If anything, they should go get the guy from Kansas City. I think he'd be a good fit over there.
Enemy. He'd be great over there with yes. Don't help him. Don't get him started.
I was about to say. But yeah, and I'm not scared of the Hawks. Obviously, the Hawks. I think they're complete doo-doo now. And obviously the rest of the games. There's the Falcons, Panthers. those teams are dog shit. The first 2 games, the Bears, not really worried about them. They didn't even give Justin Fields any help. No offense to the Chicago caller, but it's pretty true. They didn't really give him any help. And yeah, I think this team, if they get hot near the
Eric,
end
be careful.
Of the season,
each and every year, teams that we think are going to be a flush, on the first effort, they end up being a lot stronger. That's why I've learned down through the years, don't underestimate teams. Even with me, I'm still a little paranoid about the Hawks because as soon as they walk out there with that uniform that's haunted us for years, I know I'm going to freak out, but we're going to find out. Hopefully my mind is set at ease in the first 5 minutes of the game. I hate that team. I'm sick of them.
Yeah, but I think that obviously that had to do a lot with Russell Wilson. And I think it's because Russell Wilson was that type of quarterback where
the it factor.
The minute he scrambles out and the defense is chasing him and you think he got a sack out of nowhere, he throws a 40-yard bomb downfield. Those things you're not going to see those anymore. And those things were a backbreaker for the defense. So I don't think since you're going to see those anymore, the defense is going to be a lot more sturdy. They're going to be a lot more firm throughout the game.
And there's only one Russell Wilson. And it really is. The guys can throw from the pocket. He can, like you say, can move out. He's amazing. Hey, Hawks fans, don't get it wrong. Eric, we got to go, though. I'll see you. God, I won't be back for a while. I'm having some issues. Maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, somewhere in there. I'll be back midweek, though. Looking for you. Good stuff, Eric. All right.
All right.
Have a great day.
Catch you later.
Looking forward. Yo, hey, Brian.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you doing tonight on this fabulous Friday?
I tell you, it's. I really be glad when the season starts, Brian. I'm really tired of being alone with my own thoughts at times, thinking about what's going to happen. Because you're like me, my whole life, my happiness hinges around whether I can walk around talking crap about our team to other fans. The Don Burrs of the world and the Raider fans and stuff like that. I love getting in the face. Yo, hey. Oh, Ronbo, don't start. No. You don't tell me not to start because every time I lost the game, there you were. You listen or I'll be over there, Oh, I love it. See, Brian, George Kittle's all excited about Trey. Are you feeling good about that? Are you feeling as good as George?
Well, I definitely believe in Trey. I am a Trey fan. I like Jimmy, but I also believe in Trey. And when we started thinking, they said they moved up in the draft pick to select a quarterback. They were presuming we were to select a quarterback a couple of years ago. I was actually working and talking to a coworker because they were talking about Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, and, Mac Jones and everybody. And
don't forget Justin.
To see the highlight on Justin Fields. And he seemed to be pretty good too at the time. And everybody was like, nobody knew who we were going to take. But when I seen that one highlight, and I think a lot of 49ers fans know which one I'm talking about, it shows Trey Lance going through his first year, and he's got 48 touchdowns, one interception. That's unreal. But then everybody wants to dial it down and say, well, he played in a lower division. It's not the same thing. And it's like, well, he played in college, and it's not junior college, And I know there's different, sizes and stuff. Different people go in different places, but
Carson Wentz went to that school. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you throw 48 touchdowns in a season and you only throw one pick, you got to think, okay, the guy knows how to play quarterback. At least he knows how to keep the ball protected, So I'm definitely excited about Trey Lance. But I'm really, and I'm always excited about Kittle. I think he's going to do really good. The one thing I had a problem with Jimmy, I know him and Kittle have a really good relationship, but the one problem I have is when Jimmy does seem to throw the ball to Kittle sometimes, he tries to fit it in there pretty tight. And sometimes I think, the positioning that he takes with Kittle throwing the ball, and I don't know, maybe you don't appreciate it if you're not a wide receiver, but when a quarterback throws the ball and you get your knees taken out, that's not good. And you can't really go back to the huddle and be like, hey, dude, man, you almost killed me back there. But because then you don't necessarily hit the ball next time. So maybe Kittle's just being a good guy and keeping his mouth shut. But I think there's been a couple of times where, damn, Jimmy, bring the ball down a little bit or something. But, everybody says, well, in the middle of the moment, you don't know how the guy was going to tense up or react.
And also, a lot of times a receiver will blame himself before he blames the quarterback. The quarterback's not going to make perfect throws every time. And that's why the receiver gets the big bucks. So when those balls do get away like that, and that's not going to end. We saw Trey do that last year as well. And I remember saying at one time, Nick Mullins did that. I don't know what goes on in practice, but the ball sails on our guys. Not only Jimmy. This happens a lot. George happened to get hurt because of his Cardinals because Buda Baker. Buda Baker likes to go really low, and he has to because he's small.
Yeah.
But as far as looking forward to passes being lowered, probably something we're going to have to just accept. It's not going to stop. But anyway.
Well, what I'm thinking is as long as, I'm not going to coach, but as long as Kyle continues to kind of run the same offense he's doing and Trey doesn't have to do much more than what Jimmy already was doing, I think the offense will really open up because the shots that maybe wasn't, able to go downfield because Jimmy might have been hesitant, I'm not going to say he couldn't throw downfield, but you and I both know there
he
was
does make judgment calls. Yeah. Jimmy's going to go, he'll go with a high percentage shot most of the time.
Yeah, and he's good in the middle, and I think everybody will agree, too. When it was 2017, he came in, he was playing more backyard football, he was more aggressive, he was more comfortable. But I think after, his ACL injury, and I think Kyle got upset with him and really put the
really
clamp down and told him not to, hey, don't, and we see him get chewed out on the sidelines for throwing an interception. But everyone can really say it. If he throws an interception in the first half of the game, we got a good chance we're going to win that game because he's going to come back and he's going to play better football. He has. When Jimmy throws interception at the beginning of the game,
it's like he wakes up.
Better, but
yeah.
I don't want to spend the whole time talking
he
about
becomes
Jimmy.
less gunslingerish. Jimmy Garoppolo really thinks he can make those plays. He has a little over arrogance when it comes to his own abilities. So, Jimmy needed to tone it down and don't make those tight window throws. He's made a few of those. Like Kendrick Bourne, when you wonder, who's got the ball? And Bourne would get up with it. He'd throw it to this crowd of 3 and 4 guys, and it would get there. So he believes in that, and that comes from just confidence, overconfidence. But hopefully Trey won't do that.
Exactly what I'm talking about. He had that one clip where he was standing in front of the press conference, and they're like, "How did you know you were going to make that throw?" And he was like, "I just did."
Yeah,
and
he does.
He just made it right in between the two people. But no, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the caller before me was talking about on the division and our record. I really think the Niners are going to win some games this year, but it's going to be the games that we lose that people aren't going to expect. Like we're gonna. I think we're going 12-5, but the games that we need to be really afraid of is Seattle.
What?
Seattle owns us.
Oh, yeah. Brian, don't get me going.
No, Ronbo, I'm telling you, 30-17, that's our record against them. Everybody wants to say they're trash. Yeah, they're trash, but guess what? Pete Carroll's still up there.
I know.
He's still chewing his gum. And it goes back to since the division changed on us. They sweeped us like 3 years in a row, then we started winning a couple games, and then it went back to them beating us again. It's not just Russell Wilson. It's that Emerald City up there. They own our Golden Gate Bridge right now. And until we beat them,
you sound like me.
Like 4 years in a row. I mean, it's horrible. The Cardinals aren't that big of a deal, but they swept us last year. So if we don't, really, put our focus on the division
and take that team real seriously. Don't play with the Hawks.
And
people think they're going to be pushover.
Everybody we cut goes to Seattle. And they get to start, and they play really good against us. So if Jimmy gets cut, or if we let him go, he's going to go to Seattle, and he's going to beat us. Why? Because it's Seattle. And I know everybody's going to chew me up for that, but it's the truth. And,
Brian, I'm going to lose it.
Jimmy,
if we lose to Seattle, I'm going to remember this conversation between you and I. And I say, you know what? Brian and I are the only ones who see the Hawks continuing to be a menace to this club. And damn it, not this year. Brian, we got them. They're not ready yet. Maybe next year they might be ready, but this year they're just assembling a new team. They're trying to readjust to no Russell Wilson. We're going to be fine. Brian.
I definitely enjoy your optimism and enthusiasm. I appreciate it. Hey, and before I jump off the phone real quick, Ronbo, how long have you been on YouTube? Because I think I remember you like 2014, 2013. I know I've been talking to you since Kaepernick was on the team.
Maybe, but we're probably on social media because I think we started 2013. 15?
You gotta have started
We did start at 14?
2013.
We did. Yeah, we did. Harbaugh was still here. That one last year.
Yeah.
Because I remember laughing at the Rams, and I had, yeah. And they beat us.
I've been, I haven't called in every night, but I've been listening for a long
No, I
time.
know. I see Tony in here. Yeah.
Show and
Appreciate
everybody
you.
that calls in regularly. And what's really exciting is you got other fans that call in here too, which they appreciate your platform that much, where they call in regularly just to say hi to you, and that's what's really exciting. But
it's
Ronbo,
a love.
I'm going to get off.
Yes, it's a love I love to give back too. Right.
I appreciate it, and I do. I miss the red and gold radio. Used to be on like almost 5 days a week. I'd in there coloring in my book and listening to you on the radio. But anyways, we got to focus on
Brian.
Seattle, and I want to tell the faithful good night. And if you don't believe me, go look up the record. The overall record, 30-17.
Oh, Brian,
It's
stop. Don't do this. We're trying to feel good now. We don't have to feel bad until the season starts. Oh. Let me see.
Yeah, well, if you want to feel good, if everybody wants to feel good, then go look up the overall record against the Rams. And you'll feel
Okay,
better.
there you go.
All right, good night, faithful.
Hey, night, Brian. Tony, I see you. Hey, let's go to Chicago Sports Talk. Hey, Michael. We need this comedy relief.
Detroit worse than everybody.
I gotta tell you, Michael. This is part of the fun of the chat itself. Is a whole nother program going on, right? Anybody that just comes in and checks out the chat and sees the goings, the exchanges, the mean, nasty exchanges going on between people, and some folks like yourself aren't even really 49er fans. They're just sitting there going back and forth with people like Don Burr, who always likes to walk around with a box of matches and lighter fluid, starting stuff with everybody he can, because he's, like you're saying, the man on the outside looking in to the world of success. But Michael, go ahead. What's on your mind here?
What's on my mind is I was listening to that first caller, and I'm like, I think you watch too much Grant Cohen to take us lightly. No offense. No offense to the first caller. No offense to the first caller. But you should not take us lightly. You should not take us lightly, because even though the Bears did not get Justin Fields somewhat help, they still got a pretty dominant defense up in there. Yeah, they did lose Khalil Mack, but their defense is still – don't be surprised if their secondary is like top 10, top 5 at best. And that's a really tough defense for Trey Lance to go up against, especially against us.
Let me ask you, though, since we're talking about this, how do you feel about Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson had everybody bedazzled before the draft as well. Do you regard him as being as good as he was originally advertised? Because I think Justin was always better, but Zach went number 2 and Trevor went number 1. I think Trevor has more to offer, but I still think Trevor Lawrence, he's like a lot like Dante Pettis. He's the guy that walks around, there are other things that I'm capable of doing quite well, and football is just one of those things. When guys start talking like that, I immediately know that their football's not their life. They're not going to hang their hat on their accomplishments in football. It's just going to be one of the things that they like to think they're so diverse at excellence that they think football is just one of the things I do. What was your thing from that?
My thing on that is I thought Justin Fields should have. Well, if we were in like a perfect world universe, I think when Justin Fields had that good combine, every single 49ers fan from Twitter said, "Please, Kyle, do not take Mac Jones, take Justin Fields." Like, I know 49ers. Let me ask 49ers fans a question in the chat, and you could put a 1 or a 2. Did you think that the 49ers were going to take Mac Jones at all during last year's draft?
I can answer for I bet you for the majority. Justin Fields, it was a split between Fields, and I'm not sure what the split was, but it was either Justin Fields or Trey Lance. And honestly, if I had to bet money on it, I think the majority of folks before the draft started who wanted to get a quarterback wanted Justin.
Pretty much. You really can't turn down. I mean, I wanted Trey Lance during this draft, so I'll give Trey credit where it's due. But over the past couple games, I really have not seen much for Trey. And I get the Cardinals game. That was a pretty dirty game plan by Kyle Shanahan using like a Lamar Jackson. But the Texans game, I'll give him. Yeah, that first interception was not his fault because Kelvin Benjamin, couldn't catch herpes if he wanted to, and he coughed off the ball, and it was picked off. But the 2 interceptions that were dropped were kind of Trey Lance's fault. But despite that, I think Trey Lance had a pretty much solid couple starts in the NFL. I would not be surprised if Trey Lance could be one of those solid quarterbacks coming up soon in the NFL. He should be. I would pretty much say he's more like a. He's more. I think there's like many quarterbacks I could compare him to, but I don't know which one.
Does Josh Allen ring a bell? Because Josh Allen came in like a deer just born, 2 legs shaky, and all of a sudden he was able to stand up and walk, and then he started running. Now Josh Allen's one of the most feared quarterbacks in the NFL. Trey's got that same kind of arm, kind of that same, and they both run well. I guess if you could make a comparison, that might be the guy.
Yeah, but if you look at what the Buffalo Bills did for Josh Allen to win the Trey Lance, Buffalo did the 49ers did for him. So are we sure the 49ers are going to keep – because Stephon Diggs is better. I know there's a lot of 49ers fans that will probably get salty if I say this. Stephon Diggs is better than Deebo Samuel.
Well, now see, that's – okay, here's the thing, Michael. There's a difference between their styles is what the thing is. Deebo can do probably more for the quarterback than Stephon. Stephon's a game changer, no doubt about it, though. But what you're getting at is exactly right, though. Trey's got a great team around him. Justin didn't really have a great team around him. And I wonder, we'll never know, but if Justin Fields would have came to San Francisco, he might be the guy. And he may have actually made Jimmy sit down because of his experience, not for any other reason. His experience in college and his seasoning. Because Trey just lacks that seasoning. He only had 1 year of college, and he comes in the NFL and into a complex system like Kyle Shanahan's. It's difficult.
But the thing is with Trey is, it's going to have to come to a point where they have to say, you guys, I don't know how much you traded to trade up to get Trey Lance, but you traded a lot of draft capital for Trey Lance. So if Trey Lance doesn't, let's just say worst comes to worst, he doesn't pan out. You're stuck with that. You're stuck with no draft picks at all.
We got 1 more year. Yeah, okay, for 2 first-round picks. I don't count the one that they traded that year. Everybody says, 3 first-round picks. No, it wasn't. It was 2. We got 2 years we don't get a first-round pick. We got a first-round pick when Trey was traded for. We got Trey. So, it's like that. And we got 2 picks, and I think that's it. There's a 3rd-round pick maybe. I'm not sure. But we traded a hell of a lot.
So here's what I would do if I was the GM of the 49ers.
10 seconds.
Oh.
Because we're out of time. Go ahead, though, real quick if you can.
So I would franchise tag Deebo Samuel and trade him to get the same package as the Packers did. 2 first-round picks. Anyways, Detroit worse than everybody, and I'm gone.
Michael, have a great night. Let's quickly move to Clarence.
How you doing, sir?
Clarence, doing fine. Clarence?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you the whole time.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, Clarence, George Kittle's running around the circuit, and he's telling everybody everything's fine. Debo's fine. I think his mind is in the right place right now, and I believe that Trey Lance is going to be fine. And you know, it is what it is, and we feel very excited about the things he does and all that. George is like, if you wanted a diplomat to send around the NFL, George is the perfect guy. You know, he didn't say anything about the Hawks like Bryant. Bryant and I are worried about the. Clarence, touch upon the enthusiasm George Kittle is displaying for both Debo and Trey Lance, and if you want, give me some your thoughts on the Hawks, which I'm probably going to make a whole program about at some point. The Hawks do still haunt me, but go ahead, Clarence.
All right. So as far as Kittle, I saw that. I saw the interview with McAfee, and that was a good deal. I like that. But along those lines, as far as all this craziness has been going on with Lance, he's underwhelmed by the coaching staff. Remember this organization. Remember, there's no leaks coming out of this organization. No leaks whatsoever. If you've noticed across several weeks, several months, when people ask them about Trey Lance, your cornerstones, Kittle, Trent Williams, Fred Warner, J-Dub, they all are, they're all, giving him his praise, giving him, positive vibes that, going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as this, so if your cornerstones are going out there and saying, "Hey, be quiet. Just let the kid play." The kid hasn't played really yet. He got no reps yet. You got to play the game, so you got to play. So as far as that, that's what I was thinking there. The Hawks, they still scare me a little bit. They're the Hawks. It's just one of those things. It's like until we sweep them for the season, then I'll believe it.
Clarence, I need more than one season, all right? Because here's the thing.
Fair.
We should have swept them last year. Okay, that game when Jimmy went out in the first half, Jimmy went down and scored on the Hawks immediately. I said, okay, the jinx is over. And then everything proceeded. He gets hurt. I don't know when he got hurt, but he said he got hurt in the first half. We proceed to burn down to the ground. Trey comes in the second half, and of course, the Hawks don't care, and they beat us by. We made a couple of mistakes. Clarence, when we beat the Hawks, it's usually because of some boneheaded error that we finally find a way to make. The touchdown, the special teams made. Clarence, what the hell was that? I mean, I don't. Why? And now we got that special teams coach, though. At least I can appreciate that. Jesus.
Right. So you have that, and you noticed across the board throughout the offseason, we're drafting dogs.
Yeah. For
special teams.
Yep. I do appreciate that.
We're drafting those kids for special teams. We got Ray. He's going to be that return guy.
Number one.
Hopefully,
we got the number one guy.
We got that guy. And we got a brand new what do you call it?
Special teams coach. And also, you've got one of the best tacklers. That guy we got from Buffalo, Odom, O-D-U-M. That guy we got from Buffalo. I mean, not Buffalo, Indiana.
Got that guy.
He never missed. He's one of the best special teams guys. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Right. And you know what's his name's going to play special teams too. What do you call it? Hufanga.
Yeah. Another master.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, the Niners are building the way they need to build, like I said. And all the narrative and everything else, that's just people making their opinions, trying to get, a lot of it's all clickbait. Getting
news.
Views, getting this. It's like you gotta look at it for what it is, and you gotta, quote unquote, as some trust the process. Let it play out. And Kyle's going to take care of Trey. So, again, running game.
We were thinking the same
defense,
thought. Yeah, we play Pete Carroll football. Yeah, run the ball, play defense.
Football. Get in there. Do your Belichick, do your job. Just get in there and work. And we'll be just fine.
And George even said that during his interview. He says, you know what? If we struggle in the beginning, if he does have his, hard knocks moments, we'll just run the ball. And Pat McAfee says, yeah, I know you love to run the ball. Oh, God, yeah, all day. So we've got a team with the right attitude. So if Trey struggles, they'll pick him up. And just, we'll be fine.
And like George said in the interview, it's the culture.
Yeah.
The new kids that are coming into the fray, they are learning right off the bat what it is to be a pro and what it is to be a
49er.
Yep. To be a 49er, exactly. That's how it's gonna be. If you're not, John and Kyle, especially John, they're drafting not just height, weight, speed guys. They're not just drafting a flashy guy. They're drafting football players. Drafting football players, guys who love the game, not just because they want to get a bag.
Yeah, so Clarence, if anybody were to ask you, because there's a constant survey going around about George and Kyle, or should I say John and Kyle, do you believe that the two of them have grown since 2017 when they first came in and made two of the worst wrong picks in the first round ever? They have, haven't they?
Like I said, they're gonna make mistakes. It's, again, the draft is somewhat of a crapshoot
Every year.
But they got to trust. They trust their scouting staff.
And their instincts.
Adam Peters. At the end of the year, you're probably gonna lose to Miko. He's gonna be gone. So guess what? Vic Daniel shows up to OTAs. What do you think?
Yeah.
Boom. There's your
planning ahead.
there.
Preemptive strike on the misery for next year. And Fangio's probably all in too. Yeah.
Right, and Vic wanted to come there before everything all, whatever happened there, and then
Clarence,
I'm praying.
Clarence, it goes back farther than that. It goes back. Remember, Vic wanted that job before they hired Jimmy T. or Jimmy Tom Sula.
Yeah, Jimmy T. Joan and payroll, Jimmy T. Yes.
Clarence, we're out of time. I'll tell you, I'll be back. I'm hoping to be back midweek. All right.
Vic, just one more point. So just real quick. So hopefully, like I said, if they decide they want to put John Lynch into the president's role, we keep Adam Peters and we move him up to GM, and then we're gold again.
God, yes. You can't let Peters get away. Good stuff, Clarence.
No, we can't let Peters get away.
No.
Take care. God bless. Be safe.
You too. Thanks, Clarence. Have a great evening. And
you too.
Thanks, fam. Hey, and Bill.
What's up, Ronbo?
Bill, man, I'm just loving me some George Kittle. A guy could, he could bring Vladimir Putin to your house, and I trust him. George Kittle, I love that guy, man. The dude, he said nothing but good things.
Positive and all, but hopefully he don't get his hopes too high. I don't want to see him crush when the season comes to an end. I heard that Kyle and John Lynch turned Brady down again.
What?
Now I want you all to, and now just think about this. We don't win the Super Bowl this year, they're getting fired. It's happening. Their jobs are on the line. So whoever they put as starting quarterback better get us the ring, or those guys are gone. It's no way around it. If we go 5 wins only this year, I don't want to hear, well, he's a rookie, he did this. No excuse. You had a chance to get Tom. You could develop him. I get you want to develop him. That's fine. But if you can't win the Super Bowl with what you got, my expectations are low, Ronbo. I don't see us going very far this year.
Listen, the only thing is, Bill, with Tom Brady, you think bringing him in would just make all the difference we need to make?
Yeah, definitely. He would teach Kyle some things he needs to learn that he's lacking. He needs a guy like Tom in his life.
I honestly would like to see what he looks like with George Kittle. Now Gronk was starting to slow down a bit, but I do think the Brady to Kittle thing would work. You know what? Honestly, and I when you say this, I say, well, I don't know. But you know what? I just realized with Kittle and Debo, and hopefully the Trey could take advantage of him as well. But with Brady's experience and winnability, Debo and Ayuk would become extremely dangerous. George Kittle would become the modern day Gronk. It would be interesting to see. I'd like to see it just in an exhibition capacity at least. That would be interesting. We got a good running game to back Tom up, but Tom doesn't want to run the ball. He wants to throw that ball at least 60, 70% of the time. And Kyle likes to run the ball.
Well, I understand, but see, if you got a run game and then you got Tom, you're going to open the run game up.
You think Tom would not mind running the ball, though? To the extent that we do?
No, Tom wants to retire as a 49er. He would take a pay cut. The guy's got money, all right? He wants to retire as a 49er, the team he grew up loving. And these guys got a different plan, but their plans are running out. It's win or be fired. That's what this is. Their jobs needed out.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know. They've worked pretty hard. We can at least respect the fact that they've, since they've been here, we've been in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl conversation pretty much every year except for the first year.
Conversation, but conversation's different than having the ring.
Yeah.
All right? Did we talk about conversations with Bill Walsh? Did we talk about conversations with George Seifert? No.
Well,
we talked about Super Bowl victories. I promise, we're talking about all this big, he got potential, and he's blowing it. So it's either he learns a lesson on getting fired and grow up and learn that when he's got a good quarterback that's wanting to come his way, he snatches it because it might be his job. Or he could be like Chip Kelly watching from TV on the couch.
Hey, wait a minute. Is Kelly, he's not with the Rams the UCLA anymore, is he?
He's watching. He's the audience now. He's your peanut gallery.
Hey, I got to tell you though, if we would have had Chip Kelly as our offensive coordinator only, and kept Fangio as the head coach, Bill, I got to tell you, I do wonder what would have happened. Kelly's offense wasn't bad. Once he got in the red zone, they were coming in. Remember that year with Cap? We scored every time we got in the red zone. I mean, almost every time.
Yeah. But Kelly didn't have what we have now. So, I think we're fixing to go back into the dark days again if you don't get his head out of his
No.
It's the fact. It's the fact. Y'all didn't win Brady. And now, guess what? You got Trey. He's going to take him 2 or 3 years. And by the time he develops,
Man, fuck Tom Brady, let that bullshit go. He's never going to be a
You say that now.
Not coming
You say,
to
you know what? I don't. Great
it's
concern.
bullshit. Let that shit go, man. You ain't
All right.
Let that bullshit go.
Order the court, please. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
I can't argue. I'm Republican right now.
Here's the thing, Bill. I really, you said you think Brady. Oh, you mean you're talking about this last year that Brady? Do you really think Brady's already told us he does? You listen, you guys. You told me no before.
No,
Forget
I'm talking
about
this year.
You're talking about this year.
Sit him down again this year.
Well, did they have a chance to turn him down this year? I don't know that Brady wants to
Yeah.
come here and Brady has to have things. He has to set the table like he wants it set. He says, "Listen, I need to bring Grant Brunk. And listen, if you guys can keep an open mind about Anthony, AB, I'd certainly like to talk about that with you." And and I can just see George, John, and Kyle. Now, listen, Tom, we thought you'd come in and fit into established program. If that's not the case, we're going to have to say goodbye. That's going to be Kyle. You know that, right?
Well, I do actually see us having a bad year, and I never said nothing about no conspiracy. I'm saying that our record's going to be done, and our guys are going to get fired. It's going to happen eventually.
Bill, stop.
Fans are
Please
going to
stop.
get tired of it. Maybe the guys there.
Bill, I'll tell you what. Listen, okay, if we do well this year, though, and without Tom Brady, you're going to, at some point, especially if we're like 9-2 at some point, 10, you got to go ahead and say, okay, my hands are up. I give. You guys were right. We'll be fine without Tom Brady.
And he's not what they say he is, a bust, and he don't have struggles. I will give a shout out to Trey Lance.
All right.
But I do not see that happening in his first year.
Bill,
he's got to still develop. He got drafted raw.
Bill, we're running out of time, though. Bill, I'm going to see.
Give me a 49er shout out.
Are you ready, Bill?
I'm going to get off.
3, 2, 1. And end of the show. I have too. You guys have a good night.
Hey, by the way, for Ready to Blow, enjoy it because it's not going to last long. Have a nice day.
You too, Bill. Guys have a good night. And Dre, San Francisco's finest. Dre, you're not a cop, though, are you?
What's going on, Ronbo? I'm like, damn it. And it was one of them damn it nights, but I think God saved me for a reason for the night, man. I don't never do this. But shout out to Bill, him and his.
Bill loves him some Tom Brady. He really does. And Dre, you can touch upon that. You can touch upon a subject matter tonight.
Let me address him real fast. Bill, there was no 100% fact that we were winning anything when Tom came here. Yeah, we had a chance, just like we had a chance with Jimmy Garoppolo and any other quarterback that puts on a Niners jersey. We have an opportunity to go out and win a game or win a championship or win the Super Bowl. We have an opportunity. Doesn't mean it's facts. First and foremost, everybody got to do their job. All the stars got to line. It's Tom's first year in Kyle's system. We don't even know it. Look what happened to Trey Lance when Trey Lance questioned Kyle last year during the game. He got yelled at. So what you think he going to do to Tom on the sideline?
Take off his belt and whoop him right there in front of everybody.
Who older? Wait, who older? Okay, I don't even know who older out of them.
It's Tom. Tom's older than Kyle.
At your elder.
Hey, by about 3 years.
You can't yell at your elders.
Dre, that's what I've been talking about. Tom is not going to come in. And Tom just say, listen, I like what you do. Well, listen, I've won the Super Bowl a number of years. I can tell you some things that you might want to add to your own list of things that you might want to do. So, it's real complicated. That's why people don't understand. You can't just bring Tom Brady in and expect him to adhere to another program. Tom's going to pull out his hands. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, I got 6. I got 7 rings. Come on, guys.
And then another thing I want to address is that he said that Kyle was going to get fired at the end of this year. I don't believe that. And that ties into my next one, which is everybody get off the draft picks. If you looked at where we came in last year, we came in 30th? The 29th or 30th we picked in the first round. That's like an early, second? So it was really, if you want to be technical, what was it, a second, a third, and a first, or was it however it shaped out? Last year it really counted as an early second pick. Like, I'm just gonna tell you that. And this year, I don't know how it's gonna pan out, Ronbo. However it panned out, it just shakes out. Kittle came out and said he liked what he's seen. He said, yeah, it's gonna be some growing pains. I do agree. I never said he was gonna come out and play perfect. But we should not let people be able to, straddle the fence. It's either you think he a bust or you don't. Say it with your chest. Later on, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna change my opinion.
No, okay, but
Come
when
on
you say
now.
straddle the fence, because I'm on the middle of it. I
Not you,
hope,
not Ronbo. Not you.
yeah, because I hope he does do
do,
well.
Ronbo. You
I
do.
just don't.
You do.
I want to see before
I
I
get your
start
point of
screaming.
view. You're like
Okay.
me.
Okay.
You're like me. I wanna see him before. I love Trey Lance, and I'm gonna tell everybody I love Trey Lance. I'm a Trey Lance fan, but I still ain't bought his jersey yet because you got to earn that.
Yeah.
You can't just come in and everybody is a fan darling of you, and you just get a jersey bought by me. No, that's my money. But
No, really.
But you got to earn that. You know, I got Jimmy because Jimmy earned that, and that's no doubt. You got to come in and earn your stripes. So with that being said, I'm a supporting. Everybody else should, because we are getting the really like a real bad reputation. They said that we believe anything, like we're gullible. They said let them come out say they signed Mac Dre from the dead. That 49ers will believe it. I said, who said that on Twitter about us?
Hey, a lot of those people lying.
Twitter?
Some of those people aren't even 49er fans. I think you got a lot of guys, and I want to get into conspiracy theories, but there's a lot of people that are anti-49er fans, and they all have social media, and they love to start things. And I still think some of those people that were getting on Debo and saying some of the things they were saying to him during that time that he was really upset, that I bet the biggest percentage of those were not 49 fans. Trey, who do you know that doesn't like Debo? I could get 3 or 4 Klansmen. If they're 49er fans, they don't even hate Debo. Come on, man. I don't believe that.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why, come on. And these are from some old heads right here. One of them is a woman and one of them is a man. I can't tell you all who they is because it might be embarrassing.
Please don't.
But
what they say.
One of them is, but the old head, my OG, that's a man, he said that he feels that the 49ers going to come out and do good, and the worst that they can do is 9-8, or was it? Yeah, I think it was 9-8. I said, no, that's not bad. That's not bad. I accept that. And the other one got to arguing with him and said, how could you say that? Because the last quarterback that we had and that you've seen in the NFL that was sexy, they won games. I said, well, I don't judge men. So I said, well, if you want to go, well, she got a point, Ronbo. Jamarcus Russell was horrible.
You know?
And he wasn't the best looking person. He looked like a turtle. So I was just saying, I said, well, that's the first person I've seen in my memory bank. So I said, you know what? But
quarterbacks are under a huge scrutiny from the time they step on the field. And some of the things that are said about most quarterbacks are unwarranted. There is a percentage of things that are said about them are exactly accurate. So his world is really one. This is why I get a kick out of Jimmy, because Jimmy keeps being Jimmy. No matter what's hurled at him, he doesn't accept a whole lot of praise. He doesn't accept a whole lot of hate. He just keeps rolling forward, and he takes it as business. That's a healthy attitude, and I got to respect him for that. But
so I guess Trey is falling right in line.
Yeah,
but the problem is
good person to follow. Take that same attitude.
Exactly, he's falling right. Exactly, because you see that he is getting talked about like, oh my goodness, like he was a runaway slave or something. And it's like, what did he do? Who's seen what? I need to hear a name.
He's a quarterback.
I'm tired of everybody. Everybody telling. Well, I don't hear SHI. You know the rest about Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
all of them. I don't hear nothing.
Dre,
Tiny hands that's getting ready to enter the league. I don't hear nothing about him.
New York City is the worst place in the world, next to Philadelphia. If you're a pro athlete and you're not doing well, the Sixers are getting beat to hell in Philly. And in New York, they've been talking about the Jets for years. Like I'd be afraid to walk down the street if I played for the Jets or the 76ers right now. Oh, my God.
That's what I see. And I've been looking at some of the Trey Lance videos that was released yesterday and today of his practices. He has tightened up that throw. And I mean, it's tight, Ronbo. It ain't wound up. That's like big wound up.
Hey, he just needs some seasoning.
Remember that wild? You remember that? You remember like he was throwing like he was a pitcher, Dre, but now he's throwing like he's a quarterback.
Dre, this is what I was talking about last year. I was saying, when everybody was assuming that he would be great, just sit down until we bring him in. I said, listen, you need to wait, let him develop some or play, please. So, but
even his coaches said that from college. They said that he had to sit down a year. They told Kyle, if you want the best from Trey, sit him a year. Trey knew what was up. We all should have just listened to what they
Yes, ma'am.
said. They haven't lied. That's all I'm saying.
Dre, we got to go. And hopefully I'm going to be able to see you midweek. If I can get out of some of the things I keep getting caught
I'll
up
be
in.
here. Shout out to production and shout out to the faithful. We building an empire, y'all. Be patient.
Yes.
Trust the process. I'm out.
Straight right, too. All right, fam. Talk to you later. There he is, Dre. Hey, Jamal, can you turn the volume down a little bit on your background?
That's this TV, so I don't know if he's sleeping or not.
Okay, because the TV's drowning you out, though. Just maybe speak as loud as you can, and maybe I can hear what you're saying.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can also hear the TV very clearly too. Jamal, go ahead. Though. If you got a point, go ahead and make it. I'll listen. As long as I don't talk, you don't get that booming echo effect. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, real quick. We're talking about. We always said to give Trey Lance some time. Remember when Bob Greasy, Brian Greasy is now the quarterback coach, who's working with him. I said, hey, that's all we need. And just like the guy previously, Dre, was watching his films and said, it's tightening up. I said, yeah, that's all we need. Just give him some time. Brian Greasy is the quarterback coach to work with his mechanics. I said, that's all we need. His balls are getting tighter. That's all we need. So, and give him a year, give him some time. Man, he's going to be good by the time season starts.
Yeah, he's and the coaching staff we have and the guys surrounding Trey, these guys hold each other accountable. We don't see a lot of viciousness out on the field, but I got a feeling everybody holds each other accountable on that team. So, Trey is going to be with a lot of guys that have just what he needs to learn. All right. So if he needs to work on something and get it done, I got a feeling he'll do it. He's got some things he had to work on, but of course he does. And, he'll get it done. We can believe that.
I do. Another thing that really impressed me, Ronbo, is that tight end / fullback. That dude tripped me out. I saw his tape. I said, you gotta be kidding me. What is he, 6 foot, 300 pounds, tight end / fullback?
No, you're talking about that offensive lineman.
That's oh my God.
He's really athletic. I don't know how he didn't get drafted. I really don't. I could see using him. And the guy can run pass routes at 300 pounds.
Right.
That's impressive.
I know. I saw him cutting and everything. I said, woo. And that's good. Is he interior?
He's a guard. You know what I'd like to see, though? Let's go ahead. We're like the 49ers, 3rd and 2. And you suspect the 49ers are going to either quarterback sneak or something like that. Right? No, here comes, I forget his name. They're giving the ball, and oh my God, the offensive lineman went flying into the air. He's actually left the ground as soon as that big man hit it. Lord, his shoulders. I want to see that so bad because that dude is huge and he can move.
Very huge.
Yeah, so, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now.
Very swift guy.
I think Kyle keeps him just for that reason, just to see what he can experiment with. He probably is not the best offensive lineman that the team would have, and they could keep him for, but they could keep him for other things and maybe change his status. Let's not make him an offensive lineman. Let's make him a fullback or something.
I'll try it. I'll do it. With that mind of his, yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to run him on a pass route. Remember, we tried to do that with Trent Williams last year. And Trent carried the ball one time. Damn near killed somebody.
Yeah, he did. No. That's a grown man coming in. Grown man.
And you play ball. And can you imagine this dude coming down the line? You know, Jamel, I know you probably entertain the same thoughts. Here's this dude coming down. You see dudes bouncing off him, and you see your turn coming up. And you say to yourself, no, he ain't getting by him. And then he does. And you laying there holding your neck, and you feel your right leg going numb. And you say to yourself, damn, I guess he. Damn.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. I've had this happen. Okay, now I'm pulling on a little pull plays, counters, traps. And
Jamel's an offensive lineman. That's what he's talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the pull on a counter play, I pulled, and one of the safeties or linebackers saw me coming. I was 300 plus in. And all I heard the dude say, "Oh, is," because he knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. Pancakes galore, no syrup. Boy, it felt good to see him fly. Oh man, got another extra 6 yards going.
I tell you, it's crazy the thoughts that go through your head before the point of impact. You know, you gotta man up. So because people are watching, especially the people in the stands. In high school, it's the worst too because now everybody's watching, and you got to come to school Monday. And you don't want to hear, hey, Ronbo, man, you that play, man. We was laying at the floor laughing, man. That dude made hamburger meat out of your ass. Yeah, but and then you get back. Man, yeah, but you know what? You seen that next play, didn't you? Yeah. It's too late. You got embarrassed, boy. So it's a crazy game.
I know, but we love it.
Yeah. You know what, though? I agree. I was talking about that guy you're talking. What is it? Hey, fam, what's that dude's name, that big 300-pound lineman that can run patterns? But we were talking about him the other day. Actually, we had out of Indiana, Anna call. Says he's not that quick. But I'm still saying 300 pounds. Still, I don't care how fast he is. He ain't got to be real fast. He ain't that slow either. All he's got to do is give him the ball, and he knows how to carry the ball. That is number one. Most offensive and defensive linemen don't carry the ball much, so they don't have any technique. That dude carried the ball like he knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Poe. Thank you for your nice breakdown. Jason Poe.
That's it. That's it.
Mack truck.
Yeah. That's it. I know he got some footage on his stage, though. I'm going to watch him again. It's yeah.
Tell you. But Papa Dragon says, yeah, well, he ain't gonna be able to run them kind of patterns. He ain't got no ability to separate. But you know what? He don't need to separate. If I'm like to play the secondary. If I'm running along him, bumping hip, and every time you bump, he's gonna knock the bejesus out of you, and then you gonna try to scramble back. That's how you get hurt too. Ankle, something goes, because you're gonna try to stop and brace yourself. It's dangerous. Jamel, this is fun talking ball with you, man. Hey, let me see you midweek if you got some time, right?
I'll see you midweek.
Looking for
next week, right?
Yep.
All right. All
right, fam. Have a great night. Good to hear from you too.
You too.
Jamel.
You too, man.
Hey, fly guy.
Ronbo.
Yeah. Fly guy. Fly Guy, this is why I love when I get these kind of shows, because this is the one where George Kittle, because Fly Guy always seems like he's the guy that's like walking around the invisible man and listening in on all conversations everywhere, right? So George Kittle is telling Pat McAfee and everybody he can talk to about how he's enthusiastic about Trey. He ain't worried about a thing. He's looking for some exciting football. He didn't, Are you sharing George's enthusiasm? Are you cool with what George said? Because if George says it, I feel better already. But at the same time, I know George. George is always feeling good about everybody.
Yeah, I was saying that long time. A few weeks ago. I'm like, hello.
I can still hear you. There's a lot of noise though. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, we had another line open. All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was saying that a long time ago that George Kittle was one of my favorite players because he's a teammate guy. So now everywhere you see Trey Lance go, you see Kittle's there too. At the same time, Kittle is looking out for his best interest, because now if you become friend with Trey Lance, you're gonna get the ball.
See, there again, there's Fly Guy with one of those angles that I hadn't even considered yet. See, so you say George is making you get in cahoots with Trey so you can get the balls, because Ayuk's already done that. So, and Debo is sitting at home grumbling and all mad about his contract. We ain't getting him and Trey ain't bonding.
Yeah, but it's not just because he want the ball. It's just when you build a relationship with someone and y'all on the field together,
yeah.
He gonna look your way more often because y'all buddies and you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly.
Kittle is protecting his career too. Like, let's say I'm not hanging with Trey, I don't talk to him. Trey might not even look your way because there's no chemistry there. You're not talking, or you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. You develop that chemistry and also that camaraderie. That's my boy. I got to throw him the ball.
Yeah, it's my dog, Kittle. We're gonna like, who knows? Right now they talking like, Kittle, man. I ain't gonna lie. When you cross that middle, I'm gonna hit you. Like, you don't know what they talking about. So Kittle is like something like Kittle was like cool with Jimmy G. Is because Jimmy G used to always look Kittle way.
Fed him all game long, and then Debo moved into the action, and then but having two guys, I just want to make sure Trey's got two guys to go through it all the time that he feels comfortable with, because contrary to what people believe, Fly Guy, when when people say we need a quarterback to throw the ball all over the field, that is pure fantasy. Ain't no quarterback in the league gonna throw all over the field every now and then, but he's going to go to the guys he trusts and believes in that won't make him look bad. That's going to be the case 90% of the time.
Debo is that guy that have his ego too high. Like, Debo, like, I don't care. I am Debo. I ain't got to vibe with Trey Lance. I'm going to get the ball anyway. That's how Debo think. Like, I am Debo. You feel like, I don't watch no other receivers. I'm Debo. Nobody do what I do. You feel me? Mm-hmm. He got that ego, like, where I don't need to hang with Trey Lance, because if I'm on the field, I'm gonna get the ball anyway. Like, type of vibe like that. That's what I get from Debo.
Give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball. So that way, I don't even need to tell the quarterback to give me the ball. You tell him to give me the ball. Yeah, but Fly Guy, did he earn that kind of respect? Don't you think?
You can say that, but I don't like a player that think like that. Like, your ego's too high. Let the people judge you by your play, not you telling them I'm the best in the league. Look at what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's how people talk. I'm the best. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. So,
but I'd rather have that kind of guy than the guy that don't really want to be under pressure. Don't go to me. I mean, we can run the ball, or go ahead and go to Debo. I'll back him up. I don't want that coward. I want the guy that's overconfident, over arrogance. I'd rather have that than the guy that does it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right on that. But at some point, you got to be humble too, because the greatest player that ever played the game, which is Jerry Rice, he was not like thinking he's better than Michael Irvin or none of these players.
But the thing is,
on the field.
But Jerry Rice on the 49ers, I think if Jerry didn't get the ball as much as he did, honestly, Fly Guy, all wide receivers are divas. Every last one of them have diva in them, because they think that they are the guys that make the biggest difference on the team. And that's the way they think. But they're supposed to, and that's fine.
And Trey Lance, by Chris Sims, ranked Trey Lance as number 31st best QB in the NFL.
Chris Sims is very strange. He like Mac Jones. He just swore up and down the Cowboys going to pick up Mac Jones. So Chris Sims, don't listen to Chris. Pay him no mind. That's a Mac Jones fan from the word go. He is not being objective. He's not. Chris is just funny. So
I ain't gonna lie. If we had draft Mac Jones, I think we would have went to the Super Bowl and won it. I think so. Because that's why I wanted. I'm like, when I see Mac, I'm like, this guy looked like Tom Brady to me. Like. And New England seen it. That's why they draft him. I've seen it before they even draft him. Like, Kyle had the best idea to draft Mac Jones. But for some reason, somebody made Kyle change his mind and just say, no, let's move up and get Trey Lance. Like,
but you know, the potential's probably higher in Trey than it is Mac Jones. I don't want to say too much about this because Mac Jones has only been in the league 1 year as well. But Jones, let's put it this way. Mac Jones is very cerebral. I can tell he's a sharp kid. And what he dealt with in Alabama was great. Great wide receivers.
Mac Jones is what a quarterback's supposed to look like, Ronbo. I'm telling you. You're going to see.
Okay.
I don't care about those little running, whatever they're doing. But Mac Jones, he'll stand in the pocket and just
orchestrate. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
And he's going to get better.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to get better too.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, people don't like to admit it, but he is going to get better. Jones is going to be. It's going to be between Jones. I make a prediction right now. It's going to be between Justin, Mac, Trey should be in the mix because he's got a great coach and great team, if nothing else. And is there a fourth? I don't know about Zach Wilson. I just don't. Zach thinks he's Mahomes. He's got to be Zach Wilson. You ain't Patrick Mahomes. Stop with the circus throws and play ball. You know?
Yeah, and when you really think about Trey Lance, he has a lot of problems that he got to fix. We can't just think because Trey Lance got a lot of problems he got to fix. Those passes he throw like some short passes, they're gonna cost us a lot of games if he don't. Yeah. Even George Kittle said it himself today. He was like, "Oh, I like Nate. He got that soft touch." Trey Lance don't have that soft touch, Ronbo. That's a problem I see.
You know what though? This is one thing that Colin Kaepernick did the same thing. Guy could be 10, 15 yards away. Colin threw him a rocket that damn near kill a man. So but I figure they're gonna nip that in the bud right now. Trey's gonna learn touch. He's gonna have to in Kyle Shanahan's system. Yeah. You cannot go deep downfield on every throw. You've got to make that short, quick throw. So, we'll see.
That's short. Okay. When I mean short and quick, it has to have that touch on it, Ronbo. You cannot throw it that hard. Yeah. Because when a player is just about to turn and you just throw a rocket at him, it's going to bounce off his hand in the section.
Ball bouncing all off the pads, hit him under the chin.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with that.
It ain't going to happen. Fam, we got to go. I'm going to see you next week, midweek, all right? Always great to hear from you, Fly Guy. Don't miss me. I'll be looking for you. All right. Yeah, we're gonna see. Emilio, man, we sit up tripping like we do. We got George is running around telling everybody a big smile on his face. Yeah, we gonna be all right, man. This dude he can play some ball, man. All he needs is snaps. Emilio, one thing I love about George, I'd love to be on a team with George. He's always going to have your back. I don't care if I went out and pooped in the middle of the field during the game and we lost. George Kittle would still support you. You know what I'm saying? So, are you buying what George is selling?
George has always been a reliable player, but then he says that about Jimmy, so Jimmy's a great guy. So.
I mean, here's a guy he bought Jimmy's shirt, a photo of Jimmy on his chest, on his shirt, wearing a bathing suit. I said, George, man, you go too far, man. Please take that off.
That's just his personality. He's just a goofy guy. He's for the most part, he's always upbeat. He's always happy. He tries to make the best of his situation. That's just George. That's Kittle being Kittle.
I
what I like about him, at least he supports the team.
Yeah.
George is going to support Trey no matter what. So he's got Trey's back. So that's the back. Kind of teammate. That's the kind of teammates you need. Hey, you're on the team. We're brothers. We're family. We're down. Let's keep our heads up. Let's win this game. Let's get back. Let's get back into it. That's what Kittle is.
So but see, when we say that, though, that means we take what George says as being that lovable guy that he is, and even if he did have a problem with anybody on this team, he ain't going to say nothing about it because that's not what he does. George is like the 49ers correspondent for everything representing the team to anybody outside the organization. George didn't tell you, big smile on his face. Everything's fine. Listen, let me tell you something about that guy, all right? Positives. There's nothing wrong.
You got to look at best example to explain Kittle. He's just like Steph Curry. No matter who's doing what, Curry's in a good mood. So he's going to support you no matter what. So that's kind of sense in that. You kind of need those kind of guys on each team. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. You're a team player. It's not just about one person on the team. So you know, you kind of need those guys. Even when you have Debo with his cockiness, I'm me.
I know, see, Debo's the opposite of George Kittle, actually. I didn't realize that until this offseason.
Well, not technically. He just had his couple remarks. He's not that kind of guy either. He's a team player, too. He just doesn't recently say what he said.
I agree, but George is always going to put his other teammates first. Debo is going to say things, I need the ball, you know, or say something to that extent. He's not going to say, I need to block more or anything like that. George Kittle could be blocking all day, and he don't care.
Well, no, it's just certain players. They're about, scoring touchdowns, getting the ball, give me the ball, we can win. You know, you also need that too on the team. Give me the ball, coach. I got you. You need that. Like I say, I think it's just a matter of time before you get there. Like, coach, give me the ball. I got you. I can score on this play. Give me the ball. So it's just, you want that out of your play. So it's you want a little bit of everything. You want that cockiness out of one. You want the friendly guy out of the other one. You know, you want team players. You want a little bit of everything on the team. You want that a-hole on your team. You want all that. That way it makes the team better. So it's just not one.
Who would you classify as the a-hole on this team right now? I like that. Who is the a-hole on this team right now? Because it used to be, what's his name, before he got hurt? That center that got killed in that New Orleans game. I remember. Joe Staley said he was an a-hole.
That's right, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, he was. To certain people, he was. No, I remember him saying that. I actually can't even put one out right now who really is the one that really is kind of the bully on the team. We haven't really had that. I mean, you couldn't really say Fred, because Fred is a nice guy as well. So, actually, Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward's that kind of guy on the team.
Yeah, a little bit. But
he's
Jimmy's
always
like
talking trash.
Yes.
But we don't really have one yet.
You can't label him completely as like you could back in the day when Harbaugh had 2 or 3, you know. But I like those guys. Offensive linemen need to be a-holes, you know.
Yeah. So no, we'll get one sooner or later. See who pops out, who's to be there. I mean, you look at Bosa, but Bosa's that kind of quiet kind of type guy. So he's not really. He's just So.
He's a guy that you don't want to piss off, but he's not an a-hole. Damn.
No, yeah, no.
Oh, you know who?
Kind of don't have one yet.
I got him. Eric Armstead. And you know why I say that? Because Armstead's one of the first guys I ever seen go after fans on Twitter.
Boy, he gets mad. I mean, we definitely can't say McGlinchey because he cries every time someone makes fun of him.
Yeah, McGlinchey's too tender.
Can't use McGlinchey.
Yeah. I mean, mentally, he's too tender. McGlinchey gets his feelings get hurt. He doesn't lash back out. You know, yeah.
No, usually it's either going to be an offensive lineman unless it becomes a wide receiver or, a defensive player. But as of now, we kind of, we just have most of our guys get along. They're not really one of those like, hey, I'm the.
No, I'm talking mainly about that guy that lashes out at the other team. Jimmy Ward has done that. You're right. I forgot about him. Jimmy already told AB, boy, you put on another pair of pads. Boy, I'll beat your ass. That's right. That's really what your AB is. I love it. Ward is getting
usually it's like one big offensive play. Yeah. He's a defensive player. Is always talking trash unless it's like a big one of our receivers. But we actually really don't really have that on the team besides Jimmy Ward doing that. So
Even
They
Sherman.
But I
think it's a coaching staff. Even Sherman.
Sherman was one. No, Sherman was one. Sherman.
Well, he wasn't really as bad as he was in Seattle. He was like, he talked, but not like he did in Seattle.
That's who he really was.
That's who he really is, though. You're right.
He was bad. That was the reason that made me not like him at all. Because I'm like, dude, really, dude? But
you and me
when
both.
you got to know why he did it, he was like, well, this is the reason why I did it. And I was like, well, it makes sense. But then he didn't do it as much when he was with us.
Hey, Harold Murillo. Harold thinks it's Trent Williams. Trent seems like.
Yeah, he's at half the time because he's mean and bad, but then he's a big soft teddy bear when you talk to him one-on-ones. So
nobody. And you know what's so funny? Because nobody messes with Trent Williams from other teams either. So he doesn't need to be an a-hole. Nobody's gonna mess with Trent Williams.
Not because then he'll sucker punch you. So yeah.
And that's the last guy you want sucker punch you as you're running down the field, especially in his position. This dude, how many pancakes did he make last year? Boy, had a long, big plate of pancakes last year. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, but yeah, Trey. I have a feeling the team's going to take good care. I don't think Kyle's going to put him in positions to lose for a while. It's going to be like, because people don't know it, except for me and you, but Russell Wilson wasn't all that in his first couple of years, and Richard Sherman will attest to this. The defense was carrying Russell's butt for a couple of years until he got up to a certain level, and Richard Sherman.
Then we can look at our teams, and people were saying the defense carried Kaepernick, and then you look at Jimmy. The defense carried Jimmy. So it's all the. It's all the same.
It's true, but you know what, Russell Wilson, I didn't know how good he was those first 3 years when Richard Sherman and the Legion of Boom was taking teams out. It wasn't until they left until I saw Russell Wilson can't play, can he? So that happens a lot. I hope that that happens with us. Just do what you need to do and let the team. This is one thing good about Jimmy. He didn't lose games for you as much as he would stay out of the way of a win. If nothing else, this is another thing I appreciate about Jimmy. If he came in and screwed up, he'd fix it the next play. But when it came to just making sure the 49ers win, he didn't hurt them when it was really the best time, except for a couple of times in those big games.
Dude, I was about to say there's a few times that Jimmy could, cost us a win when we could have had a win. So it's just, but he didn't mess up too much. It was just those situations where he threw a pick when he wasn't supposed to throw a pick. So
but he come right back and fix it.
We didn't really lose the game because of Jimmy, but then at the same time we didn't really win because of Jimmy. So it works
Jimmy
both ways.
Was
that kind of quarterback.
We're gonna go because we're out of time already. I'm gonna see you next week around the middle, hopefully. All right.
Yeah, and just one last thing. I think Bill's tripping, talking about he's gonna get they're gonna get fired and all this. I'm like, dude, you gotta let that Tom Brady thing go.
Yeah, Bill will talk about Tom Brady next year, fam. I'm telling you.
Let that dude go. It's like saying everybody wants a Joe. Come on, but either way.
I'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. Shabazz.
Not play with anybody.
Shabazz.
Ronbo.
Shabazz.
Hold on.
Come on in, man.
Ronbo.
Yo.
I'm talking with my manager. Give me 2 people and come back to me in 2 people.
No problem. All right.
All right, thank you.
We hold Shabazz there and go to Ellis. It's Ready to Go's favorite dude. Ellis, get in there, man.
Yeah, Ronbo.
Ellis, what's up?
All right. Have a good night.
You guys.
Great job. Keep up the good work. Yeah, family.
You in the middle of something? You want us to come back?
No, it's all good. I just get my hair braided.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she came over. They came over to the house to braid your hair, and you say goodbye to him just now? Perfect timing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ellis, George Kittle is running around with a big smile on his face and telling everybody to ask about Trey Lance and Debo. Nothing but good things. Now, how bad would George look, though, if he went around saying anything bad about these guys? But at the same time, when George does what he does, unless he's a great actor, I believe George is telling the truth. What are you thinking?
It's all politics, man. It's all politics. trying to keep it clean. Trying to, you know.
And don't start nothing, right? Keep the controversy to a limit.
You know, it's kind of. He didn't sound too reassured that Debo was going to be coming back. So the fact that he was telling them, you know, where we got your back, you know, or, you know, whatever you decide to do, you know, blah, 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 and all this other. It sounds to me like, you know, Debo still hasn't figured out whether or not he wants to, you know, play. So, I don't know,
but
man.
fam,
I don't know what the hell he thinks he's
Debo
doing.
don't have no choice in this matter, though. So he can sit there. You know how as a little kid, your moms and pops told you to do something, and ain't nothing you can do about it because what you gonna do? Move out? You're 12 years old. Sit your ass down. So this Debo's he's sitting there with your lips all stuck out.
.com.
And mad, you know. I mean,
sit your ass down.com.
Yeah, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, and he's gonna be losing out on too much money, so he really can't even play. You know, he can't. You know, that's messing with his pockets. He can't allow it to happen. And I think we're gonna pay him. You know, we just got this stuff going on right now. We got to move some money around and figure out how we're gonna, you know, get this thing situated with Jimmy. Is Jimmy gonna get, you know, restructured and extended, or is he gone? You know, what the hell's going on? What's about to happen here?
And I want to piggyback on that real quick, though. So, you know, here's the thing. Debo has to know, and this is a message being sent to the rest of the team. Listen, y'all, don't come hurrying nobody. You've seen everybody else get paid. Calm down. We're going to get this done. There's no point we'll get rid of you after you did what you did. What do you think we are, monsters? You know, this is why I still blame Debo for that. I understand he wants his money, but Debo, you ain't got to act a fool. You know they're going to get back to you in a minute. I'm still bothered about that.
Yeah, me too. You know, because it just kind of leaves a sour taste, and then, you know, him showing that side of himself, it just makes it a little bit harder to, you know, have trust in the fact that he's really about this team. You know, like all of us have seen the other gentlemen that on the team, George and, you know, Fred and even Trent. You know, everybody was behind the scenes. It was really low profile. You know, it was, you know, discreet and, you know, out of the public eye, you know, but this thing with Debo, he just, you know, he's fairly new. He only played, you know, 3 seasons and, you know, this is his time to get paid and he's acting out like this. So it kind of just taints the water a little bit. I don't know what.
It speaks to his maturity. You know, he looks around, look at Stephon. Yeah. Look at Devontae. And what's this dude over oh, come on, man. Give me my money. Yeah. Debo, you're a 49er. Act like one. Yeah, that's all I want to see. Stop. I think the 49ers bit themselves not paying him on time. I agree with that part because now they got to pay more, and Debo's his age is going to mess up. But don't get crazy. Just calm down. Oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and he's going to need a little bit more money than A.J. Brown, I think, just on the strength. And then, you know, it's kind of crazy because I can't imagine DK Metcalf getting paid more than Debo, you know, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But it's looking like the Seahawks are going to be left with having to pay him, you know, probably, you know, making him the highest paid or definitely in between him and A.J., you know, Debo and A.J. Brown money. Which is, I guess, feasible for them. But, you know, Debo should be paid higher than the both of them, if I'm being, you know, honest.
He's a better player. I mean, he gets more done.
Yeah.
He's more every around. Play kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's, you know, George was trying to be, you know, just, you know, as limited in what he said as possible. He said, I didn't even talk to him about the contract stuff. We talked about shoes and this and that. And, you know,
George is so cool.
You know, yeah, he's dicking around. Yeah, but George is cool. But George doesn't. He's not gonna. What's he gonna? He's not gonna out his teammate and, you know, make it a big thing when he knows already what's going on. That's not the kind of guy that he is anyway. And I mean, teammates don't do that anyway. That's just,
just like, not good ones.
it's part of the code. But yeah, I'm not really. I'm kind of tired. I'm tired of the Trey stuff, but it's going to happen. So this is going to, this is going to test, obviously Trey's, ability to tune out the noise. I mean, every pretty much really like high profile player, rookie, who's got a lot of stuff that's, come with them. You know what I mean? Oh, this guy is, he got drafted around 3. He's going to be having to live up to certain expectations. But if he can stay focused and only live up to his own expectations of himself and, maintain, some maturity and being able to block that stuff out, which it seems like he's been doing and taking the leadership approach, getting all of his teammates' phone numbers and keeping in contact with people, showing up. Now he's invited to, he's going to be one of the quarterbacks at tight end university or, that's going to be one of Tennessee working with George. That's good. I'm glad to see George doing that, because he didn't seem like he was too enthused, but he seemed like he's getting more engaged with Trey. And I like that he's doing that. I think that's, making it easier for, it's like an icebreaker for Trey, making Trey feel more welcome.
Yep.
And yeah, he's preparing for and that's a leadership quality. That's a leadership tactic that George is utilizing. And I commend him for it, because for a while he kind of seemed like he wasn't, even engaged or was going to even be looking like the type to do that. But since, they play on the same side of the ball, it's only right. And if, George is going to be, maintain a leadership position on the team, I think it just, it's just part of the game.
He'll have that C.
I'm glad he's doing
on
that.
his jersey.
I commend him.
Yeah. So
for sure.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. I really think that most of the team's going to support Trey in a way that's going to make he's going to be conducive to his development, because that's going to be very important. I do worry about that old line, though. As I've said, look, even your veterans will struggle behind a weak offensive line. Some of what we saw last year is going to come into fruition, and I said this last year, but I didn't get a lot of love on that. But I said, you know what? Jimmy is aborting those plays. He doesn't go through his reads. Listen, if you see that defensive lineman coming in 100 miles an hour, if you stand there going through reads and don't acknowledge the fact that you're about to get killed and the play's going to be blown up anyway and don't get rid of that ball, then you're the idiot, all right? And Trey hasn't seen that yet under hostile circumstances. Yeah. I just hope Kyle has him ready for that. And if Kyle does see that the defense is teeing off on Trey, get Kyle, run the freaking ball. Just run it, because those guys are over-pursuing anyway. So just let's take advantage of that. And I think that's what Kyle's going to do if that be the case, unless we can protect Trey.
Yeah, protection is going to be mandatory, Trey, especially for this, for his official year and, playing a great deal of snaps. I'm expecting him to start, but either way, we're going to, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. I don't, crystal ball, and I can't predict the future, but I'm just saying that Trey's going to play more, 3 times as much ball as he did last season, and he's going to get the experience that's necessary. He's going to get the experience necessary to be able to prepare himself for those kind of things, because you need the in-game, the stunt blitzes and all the different things that these coaches are going to be throwing at him, try to shake him up and test his wit.
And they're going to do it. You got to get hit in the mouth in order to know to block, Block your face.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're going to go. I'm going to see you midweek next week, because it's going to be, But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Countdown.
You're not coming through Sunday for the B-Day, Ronbo?
Yeah, I got all kind of issues. Oh! That's right. Let me do that right now, because I know I got. Or unless you want to wait till, I'll definitely come back midweek. But I'm definitely not going to come back Sunday though.
Yeah, no, man. Go ahead and give me.
I can't wait to do it too. Happy. He is the leader of the squad. Happy Niners birthday to Big Ellis. Wait a minute. Y'all, you know what's in here, right? Happy Niners birthday to Ellis. Happy Niners birthday, Ellis. Ellis, man, you know what? I may do it again midweek for you. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I appreciate you, Ellis, man. Every program. I look forward to hearing from Ellis.
Man, thank you greatly for that, family. I appreciate it, man. And just blessed to be here and be here with the family and all all the good guys and ladies that's out there, man. And, so I appreciate you, Ronbo, for the platform, man. Love you.
Thanks,
Love
Ellis.
you, fam.
Love back at you, fam. All right.
Man, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. Shout out to the faithful, everybody out there, all family, man. And have a blessed night, blessed weekend. And, catch you next week, champ.
Looking forward to it, Ellis. Have a good night, fam. Shout out to the squad.
Thanks, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right. Let's go check out. Hey, Tony, come on in here, Tone.
Hello, good evening. Happy birthday, Ellis. What about you?
Yeah. It is a good evening because Ellis, I mean, Tony, every one of these evenings that passes by gets us back closer to the NFL. You know, it's so funny because we all live for the offseason to hurry the hell up. Because unless you won a Super Bowl, everybody leaves the season with a bad taste in their mouth. Even Don Burr, who has no reason to feel good about his chances next year, and every year for that matter, he's still upset. I can't wait for the season to start.
Yes, sir.
And don't you love Don Burr? If for no other reason, you could use him as a bad example.
A bad example. I mean, I talked about it in the chat tonight.
I saw that.
They had that championship since the White Eisenhower was president. 2 Hall of Famers quit on the team. The fans come to the stadium wearing paper bags.
Hey, here's a trivia question for the chat. When was, or what presidential administration was in power the last time the Detroit Lions were in the playoffs?
That's a good question. But that wasn't that long ago.
What? Hey, have they been in the last decade?
Yeah,
what's his name?
The year with Dez Bryant and the Cowboys beat them.
Oh!
2014.
That's almost been 10 years. That's right. That was.
Yeah.
That was what's his name with the Rams. That's right.
Yeah, because remember the Cowboys the next week they got jobbed in Green Bay.
Yeah.
When Dez Bryant made that catch. That was the catch.
They're still talking about that. I agree.
Yep.
I still thought they cheated Dez. And I don't even like the Cowboys. And you and me both do not like no Cowboys, but I don't like to see a team or anybody get cheated. So, Yep. It's like the Raiders. I don't like them either. But Tony, you talked to me about that. We talked about that. Remember that play in the end zone that they said that the Bengals scored? And
the whistle. For some reason, the whistle blew inadvertently right when he was in getting ready to throw the ball. He threw a touchdown, and they counted it.
Yeah, see that? If it's the ref's fault, that's when they say the human element is part of the game. But not if it protects or gives the other team an advantage.
That's the playoffs. Yeah, that was the playoffs. The first round of the playoffs.
And
I don't know.
Maybe that's
why. What do you think about the NFL changing the overtime rule in the meetings they had?
Wait.
Meetings they had?
Oh yeah, that was something they discussed a little while ago. The NFL is going to do anything they can that's going to promote more offensive action. So I'm not surprised. Although when they do these things, like I always wonder how they even broke down to have that conversation. I felt like the Kansas City Chiefs, whoever gets the ball last has been the story. You score a touchdown, you win. You throw a field goal, the other team gets a chance at you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've got mixed feelings because both our teams are going to be in that situation. If we lose, we're going to be mad as hell.
Yeah. It used to be sudden death. Whoever wins the coin toss,
you
stop when you get the ball. If they score, game over. Whoever scored first, they didn't change the rules so much. Who knows? Ronbo, I'm really excited about Tyler Algier, our running back from BYU.
Is he looking better and better?
More tape on him tonight.
Yeah.
Ronbo, I was watching more tape on him tonight. He doesn't remind me of the great Walter Payton, but the way he finishes runs reminds me of the great Walter Payton.
Powerful.
He hits you.
Yeah.
Right at the end of that run, when you get ready to hit him, he hits you.
See,
I like that.
That's a running back's running back. You know, the guy that goes out there to administer pain. Anyway, you want to hit me? Then come on, get some. You know, that's the dude. Yeah. I know.
I remember Adrian Peterson, when he first came into the league, he said the first time he faced Brian Urlacher, he said him and Lance, I forgot his name, that linebacker, he said they kind of gang tackled him. He said the first time he squared up one-on-one against Urlacher, he's coming at Urlacher, and he just planted one right in his chest. Urlacher made the tackle, but he heard Urlacher go, ugh. And then Adrian Peterson said, yeah, that's when I knew I got him.
Hey, who was that big bad dude in Seattle years ago? And that running back the Raiders had that knocked. Nobody had ever seen. What was his name? This dude was the scariest dude. What?
Marshawn Lynch?
No, not Marshawn Lynch. This guy played for the Raiders years ago, and this is back when the Hawks had this really bad dude on defense, and nobody, and I mean anybody, ever knocked him backwards. And that
you're not talking about way back. You're not talking about Bo Jackson, are you?
No, Bo Jackson. All right, more trivia. Who was one of the baddest boys in football at that time? The dude was making. Hollywood wanted him already.
Brian Bosworth.
Boz, yes, man. Yeah. See, that's what running backs. That's what running backs would send messages. If you come down for me, you go know you got to have to pay a price. Bosworth. Yes. Boz quit. His career was never the same after that. That was strange.
Because Bo Jackson made him look like a bowling man.
Hey, by the way, any of you really young youngsters, go back and watch tapes of Jim Brown running down the field. Jim Brown used to carry dudes, and that's the only running back I've ever seen do it. Brown used to carry dudes down the field as he was swiping other guys out the way. It was as they was trying to get him. It looked like it was fake.
Back then, they used to hit you when you were down. You were down on the ground. They would pile on, man. Back in those days.
They just don't have. Football players aren't made like that anymore. And, you know, the NFL's made so many rule changes, but you know.
Yeah, you got guys like Kyler Murray that whines and cries. Ronbo, he's not that good to me.
I didn't want to say nothing because you know you people are going to get on you about saying that, but I need to see him one more year. I kind of might be overrated by a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm really hoping because our defense is. I like the way our defense is with the young and the old. If we can find Akeem Hicks and put him at the opposite defensive end, opposite Grady Jarrett, and that 3-4, man, I'm praying that we find Akeem Hicks.
You know,
because he's still free.
And Tony, don't let anybody tell you. I know you already know. Defense is mainly what wins championships and games when it's on the line. It's a defense that shuts off the faucet on the other team. So no matter what you're doing on offense, if your defense is handing them their ass, your chances of winning are real good.
And Ronbo, have your team buckle up because if Seattle keeps Chris Carson, man, they got a three-headed monster. Tony,
I'm already scared. You just go coming in. You say things like this. I don't like dealing with them people.
They drafted Kenny Walker out of Michigan. I couldn't believe they got him.
I saw that, and I heard what people said about it. I said, okay, see, they got a couple of defenders, and this is Pete Carroll football. All right. Tony, I didn't talk too much. Tony, I'll be back midweek, though, and next time I'm going to hush and listen to you for a minute. I got carried away. I always get carried away when I'm talking to you.
We are always good, Ronbo, and I will see you midweek, and looking forward to the OTAs.
Ain't that the truth? Because it's coming up in a couple of days here. Yeah, that's right. All right,
yes,
Tony.
sir. Yes, sir.
Have a great night,
have
Tony.
A good night.
Talk to you later. Hey, Jay. OJ.
Yo.
Jay's got to make the electronic adjustments, and there he is. Yo, Jay. Listen, Jay, and I know you were delighted to hear George Kittle is running around telling people how great Trey is, and that he looks forward to nothing but good things. Are you sold? Are you okay? I mean, you believe because you relaxing. Are you feeling like, all right, that's all I needed? Are you good to go? You was good to go before George even said anything.
Yeah. It's cool how George Kittle is saying good stuff about Trey and stuff. But, they're teammates and stuff, and I'm sure he wants to, be Trey's friend, because, he may want the ball more, probably.
you and I mean, 49, I bet there's a few people who believe that. There's a little kissing up going on. No!
Not that, but like George is a nice guy or something like that. But he was Jimmy's friend, and I'm sure Jimmy wanted to throw the ball to his best friend and George. So,
but the thing is, though, Debo. I don't know how Debo's like in the locker room, but Debo seems like a genuinely nice guy. I didn't see that. We didn't know anything about Debo. I didn't have any other side to think about Debo until this past year, and I could be wrong. If somebody said, "Man, that wasn't Debo. That was his agent making all that racket." But some of the social media things I've seen being said made me think it was a little bit of Debo. But if you had to vote for the nicest guy, Mr. Congeniality of this roster, who would you vote for as the most friendliest, nicest guy on the team?
Let me see. Probably Trey, to be honest with you. I'm just kidding. Wait. Trey?
Wait, who'd you say?
Yeah. I said probably Trey, but, whatever.
I'm going to go. George Kittle is that guy.
Okay,
George Kittle, if there was two guys fighting in the corner, and two guys fighting in the corner of the room, George would go over there and separate that fight, even if he got hit a couple of times, George is, I wish I could be a neighbor of George Kittle, man. I'd be bothering him all the time. He'd be, hey, George, you in there? Hey, Ron, man. Ronbo, go home, man. God, give me a break. He'd be bothering him all the time. He's such a cool dude. Watching WWE and talking about his great plays. But,
And what George said about the offense being exciting, that's probably believable because, Jimmy and Trey are different quarterbacks.
Entirely.
The offense is going to look kind of different, probably, or probably totally different. Who knows?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be totally different. You're going to see a lot of different activity going on now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
as long as I just want to stay disciplined in the offense to a degree they can make plays. Don't be out there running Russell Wilson Seahawks football, though. This I do not want because I only know that's going to end in failure.
Yeah. And there could be a touchdown in 6 seconds or something like that. Well,
yeah, that'd be nice.
It could be quick, but a couple of callers back or something. You guys were talking about, how good Mac Jones is, right?
I wasn't. I was saying he's gonna be. I mean, after 1 year. Okay, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say, though. Let me stop. Go ahead.
Okay, I do agree on you with that, because Mac Jones really did help the Patriots in the playoffs, against the Bills, I think they actually could have won that game, to be honest with you, in the second half, to be honest.
They hung
Mac
in
Jones
there.
they helped. Mac Jones really helped them out,
And the Bills got a far superior personnel-wise. Bills are far superior to the Patriots, and they hung in there with them for a minute. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just kidding, Ronbo. First of all, Mac Jones, I don't know, he didn't do nothing in that game until the second half. Basically, garbage time. And yeah, that's it pretty much. And,
I got 2 or 3 quarterbacks. I'd love to see Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. I'd love to see them all. If there was a way to computer program where you can put all those guys on our team. And the program, I want to see what that looks like, because with Trevor Lawrence, I don't know what would happen. With Zach Wilson, I could see something similar to what you see with Jimmy. With Mac Jones, maybe more of a Matt Ryan look. When Kyle had him, because Jones is pretty. His mind works quick. There's a lot. He doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but Jones made some really quick, good decisions when I saw one of the few games I watched him play. That touchdown to Kendrick Bourne was. I didn't even see that. I was looking at it. Damn. I guess Kendrick was coming out from the camera angle. I couldn't see him coming in. Kendrick cut across the field. Jones hit him in stride. I said, that was special. So whatever we think about Mac Jones and his lack of athleticism, you don't like him because he doesn't run around, right? Because I think most people who don't like pocket quarterbacks don't like Mac Jones.
I don't like him because he ain't exciting,
See, so again,
like Jimmy, to be honest
they're
with
like
you,
drop back pocket quarterbacks.
But,
exactly.
I mean, a pocket quarterback who can move a little at least,
Russell Wilson
as well.
That's right. Here's the thing. Every year, who wins the Super Bowl versus the pocket quarterbacks? And I don't count. Patrick Mahomes can play in the pocket if he wants to as good as anybody in the league. This is the thing that concerns me. Every year, the pocket quarterback wins.
Every year, the defense wins that gives the most.
And then there's that. But they happen to have a drop back, stand in the pocket quarterback.
I mean, I've seen a couple of times Matt Stafford moved a little, maybe.
Well, a little, but you're not going to see Matt Stafford sprinting from left side, right side, left side, looking around. Yeah. Stafford's going to stand there and survey the field and take his shot. That's what he does. And a lot of times it's a bad shot, but that's what he does. Oh, God, he gets away with murder. He got away with murder last year, so Jesus Christ, we weren't supposed to lose to that NFC. Okay, don't get started on that. All right. Anyway, Jay.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm
going to go. I'll be back next week, midweek, as soon as I can, put it that way. All right.
Yeah. OTAs is next week, by the way, I'm pretty sure.
I know. That's why I can't wait to get back. Listen, hear all this, because you know that the reporters going to be talking crazy about what happens at practice. Still look at Jason Poe. All right, Vip. Talk to you later. All right, and there it is. We said Shabazz. What's your way? Hey, Shabazz.
Ronbo, I'm here, man.
And Shabazz, come on in, man, because we've been waiting on you. And, because George Kittle's out there spreading the gospel, nothing but smiling gospel on what's going on with Trey Lance, and which is a good thing because a lot of reporters are saying a lot of nasty things about Trey.
That works. Yeah, that works. Here, I don't need to see it. Here, put this up. I see that. That's good. This works. Put this one up. You got to get the regular.
He's at work.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not worried about what reporters say, Ronbo. Of course, I'm at work. Turn around for me. Turn around for me. Turn around for me. Oh, turn around. Oh.
By the way, Shabazz is security, man.
Well, Ronbo, this actually is my last weekend. I put my 2-week notice in, so I work tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow night's my last day.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm headed to Missouri to see my son graduate from basic training in the AIT. He's at Fort Leonard Wood where I went to basic training
for
the military. So shout out to my son. He's a Niner fan, of course. I raised him right.
All right, what is his name?
I'm here. His name's Jihad.
Jihad, big shout out to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you watching?
Yep. But I was just talking to my boss and talking to my other co-worker, and but this nonsense I hear everybody, I'm chimed in, Ronbo, about, we're going to have a mediocre season. I tell everybody, Shabazz is taking receipts. Because when Trey hikes up the NFC, because it's going to be kept simple, KISS. The military, since we're talking about military, was acronym called KISS. Mm-hmm. Keep it safe and simple. And that's all we're going to do is keep it safe and simple. Remember KISS, K-I-S-S. He's going to hand the ball off. Everything's still going to be the same. Debo probably won't get all them carries he was getting before. Okay, he'll get one here and there. But with the running backs that we've drafted,
shouldn't be.
The offense will stay the same. Trey will be able to buy the extra second. And I'm telling you this, Ronbo, and this is maybe a long shot because I'm a gambling man. I really think the linemen that we have drafted, including that new rookie that plays center, including Banks last year, I think they're going to be a lot better than what everybody knows. Everybody's expecting that line.
I love believing that. Yes, please.
And I don't think that line's going to suck. And I think with Trey's athleticism, being able to buy extra second, because, yeah, Jimmy did get rid of it fast and he got it out of there. Trey will be able to buy that extra second and maybe get out of harm's way. And while everybody's running their mouth, see, this is what sold me on Trey. Go ahead, young lady. Enjoy yourself. What sold me on him is that Texas game. He went 16 for 23, 249, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But it's one particular play that I will never forget that's melted in my brain from that game, and I've said it on this show before. It was 3rd down and 12. And I didn't see Jimmy. I ain't seen nobody do this that's a Niner quarterback in a long time. He went through his progression in 0.2 seconds. The reason why Chaz sold on him, I think, in that moment is when George was on board. George sliced up the middle. Trey Lance fired a dart. Wow! George got pass interference, like always, just like in the Super Bowl when we got robbed. And George came down with it and got up, and he did it always signature. First down, how GK always does. And GK in his mind at that moment looked like, oh, this kid is something special. Because the ball was on him so fast.
Right, that was that Joe who was stretched out, fully stretched out to make that catch. I remember that play.
Yes, and when George Kittle got that, because he wasn't expecting it. You got to think about how frustrated Kittle was in the Super Bowl, how many times he's ran routes and looked at. He loved Jimmy, like, come on, man, you didn't see me. Kittle looked up and was like, oh, my God, I'm wide open. I got pass interference. But the heck with the pass interference, that didn't affect him mentally. He was shocked that the ball got on him like that he had to adjust. And he adjusted in a professional manner, that George, because you going to question the best tight end in the NFL?
No.
What type of fan base are we? George Kittle's the best tight end in the NFL. If George Kittle's going to bring somebody to his camp, he has confidence in them. He's not going to tell everybody they can come. He started tight end, National Tight End Day. He started bringing all the time. George Kittle is the founder of that. So he's not going to bring nobody in. So all these tight ends in the NFL that he established bonds with, the guys in Detroit, Kelsey, all these guys, Kittle loves this position. So you going to tell me Kittle going to bring somebody trash into something that he got going? You guys are out of your freaking mind, man. Y'all out of your mind. And with that, I digress.
And he's probably, and you know what though, he's probably, and Trey's probably going to make it. He's going to make a reputation for himself probably during that time. I got one more throw though. One more thing. That throw that I watched Trey, perfect form. His legs were spread out just perfectly. Right. Footwork was everything right. He stood there. I seen a traffic going by him. He didn't run. He didn't flinch. He stood there and he threw a nice shot. It was at that point in the game I said, okay, that's what I've been waiting for. That's the throw I've been looking for. That was awesome. That
throw, Ronbo, and everybody forget, I go back to, and I was at that game, the Arizona game here. Arizona was the hottest team in the NFL. They beat us 17-10. But everybody forget Shanahan went for it on 4th down with a rookie that hadn't played since COVID 4 times, and we got stopped. If he let Robbie Gould kick 2 of those field goals, 3 of those field goals, that game is a lot different. But everybody forget that. And it was a pass during that game that had me sold. There was Aaron Rodgers. He hit Ayuk on a 7-yard out. Ayuk went to the sideline, and he put it in Ayuk's breadbasket. And nobody could get it. Those are the 2 passes this season. Not the touchdown to Debo, not the touchdown to the running back, not the touchdown week 1 in Detroit because he threw the first touchdown of the season last year. Those were the 2 passes where I said, wait a minute. If this kid can constantly make those type of passes, we in for something good. But, hey, hate on him. But everybody that's been hating on him, that's talking about we're going to win 8 games, stay out of their flipping mind. The Dallas Cowgirls got the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Oh, how come? I didn't even know that. Oh,
yeah,
man.
They do. They got the 2nd easiest schedule, Ronbo. And guess what? They're going to do what they always do. Fumble the bag. They're going to win 9 games. They ain't going to win 11 games. And when we win 11 to 12.
Shabazz, what people
I
don't
want to
know,
hear nothing.
and just to go off topic for a second, what people don't know is they're going to have pure hell this year because it's been candy every time they go to Washington, and the Eagles are waiting on them. You know what? I'm going to be watching those two games. Yes, indeed, Cowboys.
Ronbo. I think this is the year that since the year we had that first Super Bowl run, that we swept the division. I think this is the year we sweep the whole division. We own the Lambs. The Lambs know that. They're going to be a total shit show this year. We're going to sweep Seattle. I don't care who's quarterbacking over there.
Marketing
Me,
pro.
you, Jimmy. Who cares?
You get that?
We're going to sweep Seattle. We're going to
Ready to
sweep our
go?
division. And we're going to split with the AFC West. We own the Raiders. I mean, what's wrong with these 49er fans? And the Chargers disrespected us, posted what they post, and we're going to tap the Chargers. I'm standing on that.
I hope
I'm
so.
standing on that. Those are the two AFC West. The only team I'm scared of in the AFC West is Uncle Rusty because he knows us. That's it. We got the Chargers at home.
See,
we got the Raiders in Vegas.
oh my God, it's that's what I'm talking about. We got away from his little butt because he went to Denver, and what did they do? They put Denver on our schedule. Who in the world would be that evil? What kind of satanistic thing would that be to do to us? You know what?
But Ronbo, that's the only game that I'm nervous about. You telling me week 1 in Chicago? Are you kidding? I was in Chicago. We run that building. He's a dub. So all these
You sound like Aaron Rodgers now.
All these guys, the 49ers are just going to, what? Did you see our schedule? Who am I worried about?
Oh.
Tell me who.
Well, okay, we got to play the Bucs.
We win 5 games in the division. We do got to play them, but I'm telling you, Shanahan's going to keep it simple because Shanahan knows he's on the line. You know what I'm saying? He's on the line, and I think, like everybody said, Jimmy will ask for his release when he's healthy. If we don't trade him for nobody, he'll ask for his release when he's healthy and say, hey, guys, can I be released?
I think Jimmy already asked for his release.
And I think we'll grant Jimmy that. Because Jimmy has been a professional. And one other thing before I go, Ronbo.
Okay.
Jimmy was a consummate professional. Like Kittle said, Trey saw Jimmy taking notes. Trey sat behind Jimmy. Jimmy groomed him really well because Jimmy was groomed by the GOAT. So maybe some of that stuff that Jimmy has, that magic, and that professionalism will rub off. So let's just give a kid a chance, not write him off. Ain't nobody going to be making no excuses talking about, well, I don't want to hear that he's about a rookie. No. Shanahan's not crazy. Shanahan's going to make it real simple, and we're going to win to the minimum 10 games. We're going to win to the minimum. I'm going on a limb, and I'm saying 12-5. Oh. But the minimum for me is 10-7. But we win 10 games. I don't know what anybody thought. We win 10 games.
Shabazz is spoken.
Right.
I'm going to go for it. I'm rolling with you all day on that one, man. I ain't lying. I want 10 minimum. Double digit. I don't want no behind. It's embarrassing.
Hey, Ronbo, and when that kid Banks and that new center we got dominate, because he's learning from Alex Mack, and when that offensive tackle that we drafted, when all these guys that we brought in dominate, and this receiver, this guy, we got that first receiver talking about he ain't got no separation. Are you kidding? What happens when he spin off? He's going to be on the field with Debo.
Wait. Somebody said Gray can't get no separation? Oh, no, they didn't. Did they really?
He's on the field. Listen to who he's on the field with. A healthy Debo Samuel, a healthy Brandon Ayuk, a healthy Juice. Listen, who's on the field?
Automatically.
Trey going to be lighting it up like Christmas.
He automatically gets separation because if he one-on-one coverage, he better be able to beat him with all that speed. He'd better.
Ronbo, oh my goodness, I can't wait to watch. Wait to watch these guys light it up because it's gonna go from week to week. You ain't gonna know what Shanahan finna hit you. Yeah. NFL finna go crazy.
I love it.
Shanahan getting coach of the year, and every week it ain't gonna be no scouting because you don't know if Elijah gonna murder you. You don't know if Kittle gonna murder you. You don't know
Gray's
if
gonna be constantly getting deep.
Right.
All right, but Shabazz, go ahead. I'm going to have to say goodbye and see you midweek. And glad to hear about you're breaking away and getting back to watch your son leave the service as a graduate with high honors.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Ronbo. Shout out to my people in Memphis. As always, shout out to my boy Leon, a.k.a. Lee. That's in SoCal, and I'll check in with you later on, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, Shabazz. Have a great night, fam.
All right, you too, fam.
Thanks. There goes Shabazz. That's how you want to get pumped up as a 49er fan. Feeling good. Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, man, we're just sitting there.
Hey.
Yeah. we're just sitting here and going through the motions here. George Kittle is coming out and telling everybody who asks, Trey Lance is just fine. Guy looks good, and I can't wait to get to work with him. Stephen, George is like this, though. This is the only thing about it. He's consistently says good things about people. Are you believing what George says?
Give or take, really. I mean, he's not going to say anything bad. If he does say anything bad, then it's obviously an internal fighting. We're not going to get anything like what happened with the Suns. We're not going to.
Did you say the Suns? You about the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wish we had time to talk about that. Because I really wish we had time to talk about NBA a little bit today, because the Suns are the biggest comic. That is the worst thing that's happened in all three major sports. The Suns are the biggest joke of the entire year. But go ahead.
It was just like, we're never going to see that. We're never going to see that kind of antics, that kind of infighting like that. And if there is infighting, we're never, ever going to see it at any point in time.
I agree.
Not unless, you get Chip Balky and Jim Harbaugh in the same room again. That's never going to happen. But overall, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it until I run out of breath or until something changes. I don't care who's that QB. If we don't have a good offensive line, it's over. It's done. But if we have even the slightest offensive line that's better than what it was last year, Trey's going to eat. Trey's going to eat consistent. It's over. It's over.
But Stephen, you know what?
I agree with Shabbat.
But you know what's scary about what just before you move to the next point, just what's scary about that is Laken Tomlinson may have been the Iron Man of offensive linemen in the NFL, right? I don't know about Aaron Banks. I don't know how good he is. But what I do worry about is he going to be on the field? Laken Tomlinson, you could take it to the bank and take all your money out and take it to Vegas and bet that Laken Tomlinson, not only is he going to play, but he's going to play the whole game, and ain't nothing going to happen to him, and he's going to do a good job. And then Alex Mack, who still refuses, and I think he's going to stay now because he'd be just evil if he doesn't stay with us now. But who's going to play to the right of Alex Mack?
I don't know. That's a toss-up. That's a real toss-up.
This is the only thing that's worrying me. It could be Brunskill.
It's the right side.
I don't want Brunskill getting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I said it could be Brunskill, but I want an upgrade over Brunskill, and I want Brunskill to be the utility man that comes in and plays in his position on the offensive line. But I don't want him to be the starter. I want somebody over there that really is a right guard. Anyway, go ahead. I'll stop. I get excited about that offensive line.
Like I said, Ronbo, that's the key factor. That's the key factor. What makes a really good QB do real well under pressure is a stable offensive line that doesn't crumble under small shit. And I mean small shit as in like Mike McGlinchey getting pancaked by a corner. Small shit. Honestly, if the offensive line is slightly better than last season, then we got nothing to worry about. If it's the same, I guess we'll be all right. But, I mean, 10-win minimum, I can agree with. A 10-win minimum, absolutely. Now,
remember, we counted earlier. Even if we lose every game to the AFC West, even if we lose to Brady and we play the Rams and the Cardinals, twice, if we win and lose 2 out of those 4 games, because, hey, Stephen, and before you finish, touch upon your feelings about the Seattle Seahawks, and are you still intimidated as much as I am? But go ahead.
I'm not as intimidated. Am I a little skeptical? Kind of. But that's about it. Really, that's it. I'm just skeptical. I mean, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of them. They ain't got shit, but they always seem to play as hard.
Well, see, that's what I mean. How do they can get their ass handed to them for the Seattle Seahawks are 0-6 coming into the game with the 49ers, and all of a sudden, they get well.
They get their first win. Yeah, they get their first win off of some wild-ass, like, oh, yeah, now they're good, but then once they leave the stadium, they go back to being just straight dog shit.
Right.
So they're like
Like they walk in and then they put on the Legion of Boom uniform, and then once they walk out, they throw on some Detroit Lion uniform. It makes no sense.
You know, Jesus, stop this. Just
but
stop
overall,
it.
Ronbo, what was it? There was someone I wanted to talk about that there's something I want to talk about too, is that 49ers overall have some mad talent. I mean, we have the best left tackle, we have the best tight end, we have the best fullback, we have arguably
Go through the defense too. We got a lot of the best all over the place.
We got Nick Bosa. We have, man, the list goes on. We have Odom, who was a steal of a pick. I still can't believe we picked up Odom from
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Indy. Yeah, and I'm like, goddamn, and we still have a Bukum for the most part.
And he started getting better toward the end of the season last year. Yeah.
Man,
look at your special teams
so
improvements.
There's no reason. There's no reason why we should lose silly ass games like we did last season.
I know.
Unless we are injured as bad as last season. Outside of that, I don't see anything else happening. A 10-win minimum, yes, absolutely.
Stephen, you said the word injury. Don't guys? You know what? Hey, guys, we gotta start. Don't say the word injury, because that's usually what beats us. Let's. No.
It'll always be turf. If it ain't grass, it's turf, and turf kills people every time. Ends career, left and right. But no, like, in my honest opinion, I gotta agree with a lot of what Shabazz said. He really nailed it on the head. And that pass to Kittle during the Houston game really is something where he, also passed it to Brandon Ayuk, and he's like, it is breadbasket, literally right in front of him, just dropped right in front of him on the sideline. Who else can do that? Not really many people, not many quarterbacks. So these are things that we kind of have to watch out for. And I'll be real with you. I'll eat my words when we play against Chicago and Trey Lance just fucking floors that defense. And he outshines Justin Fields. He outshines all the naysayers, including me myself, who thought, we should have picked up Justin Fields over Trey Lance.
Hey, wait.
So
which guy did you want in the draft that year?
Who I want? Man,
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. I really wanted Justin Fields. I really thought Justin Fields was going to be our
that's
guy.
what I remember. Everybody was on the Justin Fields train, and there was a few of us that were Trey. I actually picked up Trey in my own mock draft because I some things I see, because I didn't know anything about the quarterbacks out there really, but I saw Trey do something at the game that made me laugh as he's running down the field. Bodies are bouncing off him. All I can hear is that song, "Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor." Trey was a guy that couldn't do anything with him. It's hilarious. And that pee he threw in the air that just disappeared.
He is a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
But most importantly, Ronbo, is I want to jump back to what Shabazz said. I'm happy for him and his son graduating basic training for, I believe, what state, I forgot what branch of the military. But from what my father told me before he passed on, when my little brother graduated from the Air Force to go into active services, it's the second proudest moment he will ever encounter. The second proudest. The first being his birth. So Shabazz is going to have a really fun time going there and seeing his son graduate. It's probably going to be hot, but
it's too late now for any cool weather. We're going into June. All right. Hey, Steven, great as usual. And I'll be looking for you next week, okay?
See you next week, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it, Steven. Great to hear from you as usual. Have a great night, fam.
Yes, sir. You too. Take care, all right?
Thanks, Steven. And let's go. Big Show's been dropping little dimes, okay? Brock Purdy versus everybody. I saw the other show. I just didn't say anything. Show's having a good time tonight. Hey, Howard.
Yo.
Howard.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, we were sitting here discussing the George Kittle. George Kittle's going around from one place to another and saying nothing but good things about our quarterback, Trey Lance. And now, as I said, I looked at it. I was laughing. I was reading George. Boy, George is the man. If ever, no matter, I think I could go to the locker room peeing in everybody's locker, George would still go, if we're on the same team, George would still go around telling everybody that's, Ronbo's guy's a great teammate. And honestly, I don't know if I'd rather go in the battle with anybody else. George is that kind of guy, Buddy, are you believing everything George is saying?
Of course. Like, he's supposed to the locker room.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, he hasn't really said anything about Trey. And obviously,
Well, he said good things. A lot of good things.
Looked like a good guy and everything like that. So he had to be the company guy, all right, do this for the team. All right. So now he can say whatever he feels about Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And he did make some very good compliments about him during the season, last season. But now he can say whatever. They was hanging out at the Golden State Warriors game.
When you start attending ball games with people, you feel good about them.
That's right. Like, if he didn't feel the way he felt about Trey, the way he said it, he wouldn't be hanging out with him in no ball games. Absolutely not.
Did you hear what Fly Guy said, though, Howard? Fly Guy said earlier, George know what he's doing. He develop that chemistry, and when the ball games come on, he throw the ball to him. I didn't even think about that. I was amused by that. But could George be making sure to make his quarterback love him so he could get more shots?
Yeah, somewhere in your mind, you got to build some chemistry with him. So that also has to happen as well.
So good on George, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because Brandon Ayuk did it. He had a jump start early on everybody.
I know, right? And to the point, it may make Debo mad. Look, I can't wait till the season starts. We got to win games, though. If they start a little soap opera out there, I'm going to be mad as hell. You're grown-ass men, okay? You guys need to work it out. All right, let's not get silly. We lost that game because you guys weren't playing together. I don't want to have to say that,
Facts.
So we're going to find out. But Howard, your further observations now. Okay, you look at the Debo Samuel situation, and George said good things about. He didn't say anything to conclude anything, but he just believes from his conversation with Debo that his mind is in a good place. Now, here's the thing, though. Debo has no choice. If you have a contract with me, I drafted you. You can run around here and tell me to pay you all you want to, but I'll pay you when I decide it's time to pay you. Because you got another year in your contract. Is that going to be a problem? Is George right in believing that Debo's calm and cool and collected right now?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Debo, and I know a lot of the fans are alarmed. They're going in frantic mode. Like, oh my God, Debo this, Debo that. We need to keep him, or we need to cut him. We got people that want him. We got people that's just said, oh, he's a diva. They call him Diva Samuel.
I've not heard that one yet. That's just wrong on so many levels. Hey, Howard, we weren't saying when Debo was out there running the offense, we didn't have anything bad to say about him. But the minute he starts complaining about his pay, we get mad at him. Are we out of line or what?
Yeah. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's not our money at the end of the day.
Amen.
So why should we be mad about another man's pocket?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Getting loud, belligerent, nasty about it.
It's like, I can understand if it's coming from us, like we're the ones giving out the contracts or whatever. We're the ones paying the players and everything like that.
Yeah. If it's coming out of the city budget and we knew our taxes were going to get raised, okay, now we have a reason or a right to say these nasty things. I agree. I really do.
Correct. Yes, exactly. So we just just be patient. It's only May. Training camp is a couple months away, so we should be fine. Debo, we're gonna hear it's gonna go down to the last wire. Okay, we're gonna hear it. Debo has officially signed. Woo woo. Everybody's gonna be happy, and we're all gonna be living happily ever after once again.
I'm sitting here ready to go. Niner fans crying like Debo. They were speechless. Okay, Howard, the day when we play the Rams, I don't want the 49ers to just beat that team. I want them to physically hurt. I want them to be, how we talked about the Rams being soft that first week when we start making our resurgence back in the NFL playoffs. And we showed everybody the physicality difference that the real men played the fakes and beat them to death. I want that game again. So bad.
And we will. You will get that. See, the guys we've been picking up, we're no longer running little guys on the outside. We're going to be pounding it and pounding and pounding and smashing out football. And it's gonna be beautiful. Aaron Donald's gonna be tired. He's gonna be like, "Geez, coach, get me out the game. Get me out the game. I don't want to tackle this guy no more. There's too many of them."
I want to see. I don't want to see him permanently hurt. I want to see Stafford being carried off. You know how you put one arm over each guy trying to carry you off the field. Your legs are just limp. They're dragging him to the sideline. Matt Stafford took a hit from Javon Kinlaw, who was, as you know, coming into the season, Javon Kinlaw wanted everybody to know that they were wrong about him, and apparently Matt Stafford's one that's already been convinced of that. Javon Kinlaw came around the side, and he went through two offensive linemen and hit Stafford with a velocity that usually you see when a player's untouched. Oh, God, I'm going to lose my stuff that night. Woo!
Boy, that's going to be a sight to see.
God.
That would be such a revenge, such sweet revenge for him if he could do that.
Take me 3 weeks to get
Get
over
that guy down. Get him.
Yeah, because Javon Kinlaw ain't playing. That dude, because everybody talked about him bad, and there's something to be said about a player that leaves and faces ridicule. Yeah, his knee ain't hurting now.
Working hard, man.
Mm-hmm. He found a doctor that knew how to fix it properly. Yeah.
Yes, finally, he looks like he's getting in the right direction. He's in great shape. I don't know if you've seen him.
No, I did.
He's looking really good.
Yeah. Seen him pulling up.
He looks great.
And the thing is, the entire 49er defense is probably, I see, if I do see anything dramatic happening with the return of Kinlaw, the addition of Drake, man, this dude, I got a feeling him and Nikki B are going to be ridiculous.
It's going to be scary, man. I swear, it's going to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
If it ain't going to be scary this year, it's going to be scary next year, for sure.
Kinlaw,
but
Bosa,
I'll give
Jackson.
Drake a couple games. He's going to come into his own.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come into his own, and it's going to be felt.
So
that's my.
Yeah, because I got a feeling Drake. Jackson looks like some kind of a freak, though. I got a feeling you already know Nick is. Javon Kinlaw was born that way. Eric Armstead now he's surrounded by just exactly the kind of guys it takes for him to get them 10 sacks, because you can't stop all that at once.
Yep, it's gonna be pick your poison. Who we gonna double team? Who are we going to take out the game?
It's gonna be Nick.
But you can't.
But they're gonna do Nick anyway, because Nick, if you don't stop Nick, he will take over the game, right? So they're gonna double team Nick. That's the only person they can. They got to run that risk. That means everybody else is going to just, ooh,
Easy pickings, baby. That's it. Easy pickings. You think Nick? He ain't gonna try to Because you know all them chips he was getting. He was getting annoyed by that. You know he's working on that. On how to get away from that.
He got better with that last year even. That happened to him in his first year. Here's the thing about Nick. Nick, as far as the Pro Bowl voting and all that other stuff that other players were picked ahead of Nick, now he didn't say anything, but that's the kind of person he is. But you know there's a rage going on in that young man's head that Nick is going to come in this year and it's going to get stupid. I just know it. Don't play with him like that.
If he was here talking to you right now, he'd be like, you know, Ronbo, yeah, I'm going to take some quarterback heads off. What about now?
That's a good Nick.
Would you like me to get for you?
He does that. Nick thinks before he says anything. I didn't come back. Yeah. Well, I didn't even come back player of the year, but doesn't really matter. You know, at the end of the day, it's about winning ball games. Nick, I know what you're thinking. You're scaring people, Nick. Stop it. Anyway. Let it go, fam. Hey, Howard, look for you. I'm going to be back midweek looking for you, okay?
All right, man. Take care, big dog.
Thanks, fam. You too. Looking forward to hearing from you shortly. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we got like, how many players we got? You know, you got Nick and Javon on that defensive line that are motivated. And the funny thing about Nick and Javon, they're really close. Javon wants to be just like Nick when he grows up. So what if, and I think Nick takes that as a huge compliment, I got a feeling Nick's going to be working with Javon the whole time. Fam, think about this for a minute. Javon Kinlaw with something resembling Nick Bosa's hand skills and footwork. Could there exist a human being, and that goes for our very own Trent Williams, that could actually stop Javon Kinlaw? It's like if in the middle of the game, coach says release the Kraken, and that means Kinlaw no longer has to play politely. Drake is going to be sitting back laughing because I know the NFL is going to be this easy. And Drake, calm down, man. Ain't nobody blocking you, man. They're blocking Javon and Nick. You're going one-on-one on every snap. We expect, how many? It's week 7. You got 10 sacks? You should pay Javon and Nick. I can't wait till the season. Hey, fam, I'm going to see you midweek. I'm pretty sure. Nobody's going to stop me. They're trying, but I'll be back. I'll see you midweek. And we go talk more about Niner football. Hey, big shout out again to Shabazz and his son at graduation from the military that he's looking forward to. Also, happy birthday again to Ellis. Thanks, family. And also, my Pooh C. Thanks for that contribution. Guys, I can't wait to see you a few days from now. That's it. Hit that like, family. You know, you can hit that like, man. I really love them likes. You know what I'm saying? Then don't forget to subscribe. Cardio in for the day, you know what I'm saying?